Hello, everybody. It's Retro Nerd Girl, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station. And I'm here with Douglas A. Burton, who is going to co-pilot with me. We are going to watch this incredible movie, The Blues Brothers, 1980. Just an incredible movie I remember seeing in the theaters with my mom, and we had so much fun. We've had so many bonding moments with this movie. What about you, Douglas? What general thoughts do you have about this movie?
Oh my God, so many. So I'm from Chicago. I am from Chicago, and this was a movie that was one of the first that I think that I saw that was filmed in Chicago. So I was like, oh, I know that building. I know that building. As a kid, and my dad was explaining a lot to me about the Blues Brothers and why he thought it was interesting. And over the years, I've come to realize just what an anomaly this movie is. It's so unique.
Yeah.
It's like a musical. It's like a musical. But yet
It
it's got
is, yeah.
comedy in it. it's a total celebration of blues music, which Aykroyd especially, but also John Belushi fell in love with. So there's so much love in the film, and it's so there's no real movie that I could think of that reminds me of the Blues Brothers. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
there isn't really anything like it that I could think of. But I can see like shades and colors of other movies that kind of may have something like it, but this is unique. This is truly unique, and it has some of the most memorable scenes in it that
Oh my
and
God.
quotes. Definitely lots of like incredibly memorable quotes. And I'm starting to wonder about the whole idea of quotes in general, like if they really, like if you have a movie that afterwards, after seeing it, you're still quoting the movie, that's changed the iconography or iconography of that particular movie.
No,
It's now like an incredible statement about the movie.
totally. I totally know what you're talking about. And I've been considering this myself. I've even thought about, is it worth it to analyze a film in particular,
Mhm.
for its the impact it has in culture. If
Mm,
you think about, for example, I thought of this when I was thinking about Star Wars. The cultural impact of, let's say, the rise of Skywalker
yeah.
versus the cultural impact of A New Hope, let's say, and
Mhm.
and quotes, things that you say that you actually quote,
Yes.
scenes that are unforgettable, iconic images. And the Blues Brothers has these things.
Oh, yeah.
You say the Blues Brothers to somebody, and right away you're going to get, I'm on a mission from God.
Good God.
Right away comes right out right away. And just the look, people will still dress up as the Blues
Yes.
Brothers for Halloween.
Yes, yes, it's really great. Well,
Yeah.
before we get into all our juicy conversation or pregame for before the watch party, I want to look at the audience and see who is in the chat. We got Kimberly and Hart just hanging in there and rocking hard with us. Thank you so much for having so much energy and excitement for today's watch party. Really appreciate you and all the hype that you're bringing with like, yeah, let's do it.
Yes, I love it.
And we've got Sergeant Giratana's Rising Renegades, SGRR. And so glad to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We've got Sherry Lee in the house. How are you? I see the pink hand waiting. And we've got DJ playing nice in the building. How are you? Says we. Oh, you guys are just having a lot of fun. We got Keith E rocking in here, saying I can hear you. Thank you so much, Keith E. Looking out for the channel. Wonderful to always have you. Just looking out for everybody and being such a good friend to me. Really appreciate you. And let's see. I think we covered everybody. We covered everybody. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, the Blues Brothers is this is a special film. I honestly think of this movie as like singularly unique. So this is a special film. When Retro said she had this one queued up, I got pretty excited. Guys.
Yeah, we had to move things around. We were like, how do how do we make this work?
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much awesome stuff to this movie. The cast, and Retro and I will get into, I think, the pregame, in which we'll
Yes.
talk about certain aspects of the movie before we watch it, to kind of set the
Mhm.
table, set the tone, give the movie some cultural context, in the year it was filmed and came out, what it might mean, and then other things that Retro or I may have, just some extra thoughts on, that may not be self-evident.
Yeah. And DJ Play Nice says they could never be able to film a chase scene like this one again. Yes, it was pretty spectacular. I remember
It
seeing it in
is.
the theater with my mouth open, like, what am I looking at? This is insane.
Yeah,
The
even watching
insanity.
it again, I watched it last night just to, like, prepare myself. I was so entertained watching this movie. I was like, "Man, this is just because it's so off the top." I remember as a kid seeing that first chase where the
Yeah.
cops are upside down and spinning, and I remember just not understanding just how zany a movie could be. I was like, "You could be that crazy with your film?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is nuts."
Yeah, I had no idea you could do that. But it was, it was really fun when I saw it, and I'm sure like there was such an energy in the theater too when I saw it too. It was fantastic.
Oh, I can't even
DJ
imagine.
Play Nice says, "Fave one half quote: Jesus H tap dancing Christ." Uh,
Yeah, he says that in the movie.
and let's see. Keith E says, "I've seen this movie over 100 times.
Awesome.
Has a special meaning with me and my oldest brother." Oh, that's so cool. Oh,
That's
that's so nice.
awesome, Keith.
Yes. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's about the memories that you have and you cherish. And sometimes movies can bring you right back to that. Sometimes not. There's some memories you don't want to remember because, that are attached to movies. But on the most part, I think the really good ones you always treasure.
Yes.
And DJ Plant Night says it's 106 miles to Chicago. We've
I
got a
love
full
that
tank
line.
of gas, a pack of cigarettes. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses.
Hit it. Hit it. I love it.
That's yeah, from Elwood. And oh, Adam is here. How are you? Adam says some were predicting that this film would outgross Empire Strikes Back that year. It didn't work out that way. No,
Yeah.
it didn't. But
Yeah, well, Empire Strikes Back is pretty much a juggernaut. So, but
yes.
to even have the conversation is impressive. To think that you were going to go toe to toe with something like The Empire Strikes Back, and it's funny because Carrie Fisher is obviously in The Blues Brothers,
Yes.
and this is Carrie Fisher from Empire Strikes Back. She must have filmed them almost simultaneously.
Oh, yes, yes. And Sherry Lisi says zany is a good word to describe the movie. It really is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because and we were talking about it right before we came on. The humor in this, it's not slapstick,
yeah,
but it is outrageous. So
it really
it's
is.
it's really its own kind of brand of comedy that's why I think this is singularly unique. It's got this ridiculous, outrageous comedy mixed in with a pretty compelling and an entertaining story. And then
Hmm.
embedded in all of this is such an obvious appreciation for blues music and the
Yes.
musicians that made the blues possible. It's such an homage, such a memorial to them, and it all works.
Yeah.
If I wrote this down on paper, I would say this couldn't work, and yet
Yeah.
it completely works.
Yes, it really does. Now, I'm just going to go through a few basics, general information about the movie, and then I will let Doug explain some more of his commentary, and then I also may have some more things to add to that as well. So, it is a movie that was made in 1980. I consider it a comedy musical. It's about
Yeah.
2 hours and 13 minutes. And its release date was June 20th, 1980. The director was John Landis and distributed by Universal Pictures. The budget, which was one of the largest budgets for a comedy ever at that time, was
Oh,
$27.5 million.
wow.
Yes, a lot, and, they said that
Wow. I
more.
didn't know that. I totally believe it though, because in fact, when I was seeing some of the, rewatching it and seeing some of the crash scenes and everything, I was like,
Yes.
man, this could not have been cheap. This is a pretty high end insanity.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like Yeah, it looks, all the money, a lot of it is on screen, but they said
Yes.
that some of it was, unfortunately, at that time, Jim Belushi was very much a big, um, user of substances, and so he had a lot of, delays that, from, hangovers or whatever, or just totally not being on set at all. So he was hard for them to manage, and so
Wow.
a lot of the delays were very costly, they said, and unfortunately, we know that that's part of the tragedy of
Yep.
his life, but also part of the genius too, because for some reason, he was very, very loose on screen, and part of all his shenanigans were just insane.
Yeah.
Well, even though they spent 27 million, they actually got uh, 115 million in the box office, which is a pretty good profit.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty good for Universal Studios.
Wow.
Um, Now, just to get everybody on board of the cast, we've got John Belushi as Jake, and we have Dan Aykroyd as his blood brother, Elwood. They're not actually
Yeah.
brothers; they're blood brothers. And these characters were developed from a recurring sketch on um, Saturday Night Live. Did you have any extra things that you wanted to say about that, Doug?
Yes. So,
Mhm.
one thing. So this, this is for if you're a baby boomer. Hopefully, some of this analysis will just bring back that particular era. We're
Yeah.
talking about the late '70s into 1980. I'm Gen X. I was born in 1976. I'm complete Generation X, and
Yes, me too.
so
Gen
yeah,
X.
so we're Xers, and we grew
Yeah.
up in an era that just spoiled us with these incredible films. And the older I get, the more I'm really appreciating just what we had in the 1980s
Oh,
coming out,
yeah.
like hit after hit. I mean, original ideas, originality, and
Yeah.
masterpieces just by the dozen coming out. You look at one opening weekend in 1982, and you see like six classics came out in 1 month.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's really special. And if you're new, if you're a millennial or Gen Z, and you're just curious, then hopefully I can shed some light on some things. Like, for example,
Yes.
when I think of this is something that came from Saturday Night Live, right?
Yes.
This, it's this idea. The Blues Brothers premiered at some point on Saturday Night Live. I think, as my Generation X brain is like to, I think of like Night at the Roxbury, some comedy
Yes.
skit, right? A
Yes.
comedy skit that they were doing on, SNL, and then boom, there's this movie. And by the way, I
Yeah.
actually love Night at the Roxbury.
Me too.
Um, right?
We'll have to talk about that too. We'll
Yes.
talk about
Oh my god, I love that movie. But the Blues Brothers wasn't really a comedy shtick the way we would think of it, coming from SNL.
Yeah.
Saturday Night. So the Blues Brothers were a real band.
Yes.
Um, we're at Night at the Roxbury. That's just a shtick and shtick
Yes.
only. This is not just a shtick. This began in the mid or in the late '70s
Mhm.
as kind of a shtick that became an actual band. And so
Yes.
the actual band called the Blues Brothers had, I think, about 8 other members besides Jake and Elwood.
Yeah.
And they debuted by opening for a comedy act for Steve Martin. And the band comes out, ba ba bum, ba ba bum, and they come out. He does the cartwheel and everything, and I guess the place went up for grabs. And this is when they got it in their head, man, we can take this show on the road. We can actually perform as a band,
Yeah.
and they did. So when they showed up on Saturday Night Live, they weren't just trying to be funny. They were they were a band.
Yes.
And even more interesting, when they were floating the idea early on, the head of the band at Saturday Night Live um, came up with they're like, we should call you guys the Blues Brothers. Do you know
Huh?
who suggested they should be called the Blues Brothers?
Ooh,
Howard
who?
Shore, young man Howard Shore, who wrote the score for all the Lord of the Rings
Oh,
films,
wow.
the Peter Jackson trilogy. He did Silence of the Lambs, among many others. Howard Shore is a famous composer.
Oh,
and
wow.
before he became a famous composer, he was working on SNL, and it was he who tagged them as the Blues Brothers, which I think is just
Nice.
fascinating. So, so yeah, and I have more to say about what I think was happening in the late 70s in terms of culture, but I didn't know
Mm.
if you had anything else you wanted to add on to the
Y
SNL part.
no, dive right into the, the culture piece. I want to
So,
know.
like, so Keith said, this he had special memories with his brother. Well, I
Mhm.
have some special memories of this movie with my father in particular, who loved this movie. We're from Chicago. My dad is the exact same age as Dan Aykroyd. They were born
Mm.
within a couple months of each other, 1952, and they so there's a connection there. And when I think about it now, I realize you think of baby boomers, right, and as this like giant monolithic generation. However, I really realize that baby boomers are not all the same, and I think there's something very different happening to the boomers of the mid and late part of that generation.
Okay.
Dan Aykroyd, these guys being part of
Yes.
it, that really set what I think is a late boomer culture shift. And I think this movie's part of it. I think Star Wars was part of it. Empire Strikes Back was part of it. So when you think of the early baby boomers, you had hippies. You had
Yes.
hippies, peace, love, pot, hanging out, and but something is different about the late boomers. And and I think it's such an important distinction that it helps frame even how I watch and enjoy this movie, The Blues Brothers. So the early boomers, the hippies, did not have the draft for the Vietnam War.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's a big thing. So they're against
Yeah.
the war, they're protesting the war, they're getting high, they're doing Woodstock. None of them had any skin in the game. They
Yeah.
were not going off against their will to go fight in Vietnam
Ooh.
for that war.
Yeah.
Late boomers were. My dad remembers his draft number, and this bugged my dad. I've had many conversations about his sense of expendability and
Wow.
frustration with his culture that he would be so expendable. And some of these conversations have even bled into my understanding of the hero's journey. Why the hero would refuse. Yes,
Wow.
why a hero might refuse the call at first. So
Okay.
the late boomers were drafted into the Vietnam War and sent against their will to go fight in Southeast Asia. So you're looking at a group of baby boomers that the war isn't on their television. They're not hippies. These guys had to go fight it. So they had a very different attitude. They're not the hippie anti-establishment, theoretical anti-establishment. These guys were
Mhm.
anti-establishment because they were being drafted. They had a real relationship with
Wow.
the established government, and the anti-establishment overtones are heavy in the Blues Brothers. Heavy in the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
And like, right?
Yes.
I mean, it is all over this. And it marks what I believe is a late boomer culture shift. They're extremely anti-establishment. This movie also has all the earmarks of a late 70s, gritty kind of down and dirty type of film that were common in the 70s. And that has it. But I want to point out that the late boomers gave us something that I think set the board for the 1980s, and I think gave me and retro and all the people of our generation a great gift. And that is optimism. These
Ah.
guys, for all of their anti-establishment sensibilities, for all their frustration with their culture, these guys were unapologetically optimistic. And it comes through in their humor, it comes through in their music, it comes through in their love of the blues, it comes through in the films that came out. And I include Star Wars with that as well. So you have a strong anti-establishment sensibility and then an unapologetic, almost gushing optimism about life. And I think that's special. I think that's a special blend. And I think that Gen
Wow.
X benefited from these guys.
Oh my goodness, Doug, that is just brilliant.
Well, and
It makes sense to me, when once you're now explaining it because, yeah, the Vietnam, really affected a lot of people, and really in bad ways, but and the optimism part is,
that's
like,
what I
the
find
very
most
interesting.
fascinating. So
Yeah.
it also, I was thinking about it, even Saturday Night Live itself,
Mhm.
it started in 1975. So
Mm.
really, and so before that was something called Laugh-In. And if you look it up,
Yes.
it looks like 60s hippie kind of motif, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys are
Goldie Hawn
different.
was a part of that.
100%. Laugh it. Well, Saturday Night Live is different. And what I
Yeah.
realized when even my memories, retro, you might be right along with me on this. I remember
Mhm.
my parents watching SNL. And
Yes.
I realized what makes SNL a little bit different. This is peer-to-peer comedy. This is guys and gals of a certain age entertaining people of the exact same age. So this is peer-to-peer entertainment. They're entertaining
Yes.
themselves. And I think that this is part of that anti-establishment mentality. I think Saturday Night Live was born out of it. They're like, to hell with the way the world is. We're going to entertain each other. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, the edginess of SNL is
Mhm.
unparalleled in the early
Mm.
days.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, it really was. I just remember just laughing and laughing, and anytime I see those clips from that time period, again, I just start laughing uncontrollably because it's so funny. And they were able to take things in everyday life and make it funny.
Yeah, yeah, and they didn't pull their punches. Their
Mm,
the comedy that came from these guys from this era was very edgy, very, very
yes,
in your face.
yeah,
It had cultural commentary. It was full of satire. They were performing skits, and like I said, it was peer to peer. My dad's laughing at guys who are entertaining him from New York City. A thousand miles away, and they're his age, and they're putting on a show for him, and he's sitting
yeah.
in his living room laughing his head off. And there I am, peeking through my door to try to catch it, catch a glimpse. What's so funny about these guys?
What's
But I just
yeah.
really appreciate them.
Yes, there were I just thinking about all of the really cool skits with Steve Martin and, um, all those guys. They're just really funny. I just keep remember that one lady, she's like, "I'm Rosanna Dana."
Oh, yeah, yeah, totally, Rosanna. Yeah, honestly, if you could almost just like pull one up at random from the
Yeah,
late '70s.
wild and crazy guys.
Wild and crazy guys. Yeah, which is where the Night at the Roxbury guys got their idea from. It was like a
Yes.
remake of that.
Oh.
But yeah, these
Someone
guys
needs
were
to
were
do an updated
geniuses.
version because I thought those 2 were great.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, and like Saturday Night Live, there's
Mhm.
appreciation for music in this. And I think that part of what makes the Blues Brothers special, not just another
Yes.
comedy, is that this movie absolutely loves the blues. There's
Yeah.
real appreciation, not just
Yes.
for the music, but for the
Mhm.
musicians who
Mhm.
made the blues possible. Did you have anything you wanted to say on that?
Oh, yes. Well, they dig in the files, okay, and they pull out Cab Calloway. Okay, this man was around in the 1930s.
Minnie the Moocher.
Uh, yes, it's just absolutely incredible. And I wanted to talk about some of the people that are in, just a couple of names of people that
Awesome.
were in this, that were part of the musical acts. Let me see if I can find it. Um, we've got, of course, James Brown,
Oh my
just
God.
being incredible. That whole scene is just like it just makes you want to
Oh,
dance.
yeah.
Um, it's incredible, and well, we already mentioned the legendary Cab Calloway, Aretha Franklin.
Aretha. You
And
gotta think,
she's
think.
yes. I just
I
remember
love it.
my mom and I just, like, singing that song over and over again, and we
Oh,
loved every time she got on screen. She was like, "Oh, there's Aretha. She's about to tear it
totally.
up."
Well, and there's like the three women who are sitting at the diner and they're like
Yes,
wagging their fingers they're all
uh-huh.
over that guy.
Oh gosh, it was so great, yeah. And the whole thing was funny too at the same
Yeah.
time. It was a skit, but it was also part of a, sort of a musical number. They said that that scene in particular took a long time because a lot of the singers weren't used to lip syncing. They were used to singing their own material. And a lot of
Oh.
people did sing their own stuff, but for Aretha Franklin, they did try the lip syncing, and it just took a lot of time. to do because
Wow.
they had to take so many shots of her, finally like nailing her own lip syncing. She's like, ah. So yeah, it's kind of hard because when you're like singing live versus singing lip syncing is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
you
mean,
have to
you're not
be kind
using
of,
your windpipes, so I can see why it would be hard, and
yes.
why there'd be a preference to just want to sing if you're a singer, especially if you're Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And you never sing the same song the same way.
Right.
These guys are artists. They're not robots, So they when it does take a certain kind of skill. We also had Ray Charles
Ray
there as
Charles, man.
well. Is
Yeah.
like,
Go ahead.
oh, no, no, no. I was gonna let you go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say it became instant pleasure while watching this movie to see these blues musicians
Yes.
come on and play a role in the film. They actually play an active role in the film, and it's like, and now it's 2024. I mean, it's what is that? 44 years after the movie came out. So even then, these musicians were considered venerable.
Yes. Yes.
Legends, and now it's taking on more and more of that status. It just piles it in, and when Ray Charles pops into a scene, you're like, oh my god, Ray Charles. Ray
Yes.
Charles is in this movie, and he's got lines, and he's got jokes, and he pulls out that gun, and he fires two off at that one kid. Don't steal that
Yeah.
guitar. So anyway, and then Aretha Franklin's in there, and like you said, Cab Calloway, when he's
Yeah.
singing, now he was singing, that wasn't lip
Yeah, he
syncing,
was singing.
and
Yeah, he was singing.
and
Mhm.
and you just sit there and appreciate the power of his voice.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
admire it. So the movie's like, it doubles as like a museum, for these brilliant musicians, you
Yes!
know?
Yes, and, for the time period, it was already breaking that kind of ground, but now, even now that a lot of these people, who were in the movie have passed away,
Mhm.
or and whoever's left alive they're really, really, they're pretty much senior citizens right now. Like, this is really, historically, um monumental. It really
Yes.
is like one of those things. It's like this is a slice of history, a timepiece, and I don't know. It really just makes me smile to think of
Well,
also some of the other actors and that weren't singers or performers that were in there, like Carrie Fisher, who
yeah.
we unfortunately lost, but
Yes.
she's so brilliant in this movie. And then we had a small cameo by Paul Rubens, which is really cute. And then we have Shaka Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Making an acting appearance, and then we
That's
had some
right.
other people. Twiggy, the
Twiggy,
famous
yeah.
model.
I lo
We also had John Landis made an appearance as well.
Oh, Steven
Um,
Spielberg had a
Steven
cameo.
Spielberg had a cameo, and also Frank Oz is in this as well. Frank
Oh,
Oz
that's right.
is in pretty much every single John Landis movie because John Landis thinks that he's some sort of good luck charm. So he puts him in like
He
every
probably is.
yeah, he puts him in like every movie. So that's really awesome. Those are just some names that I could think of. I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but yeah, there's a lot. Now, I wanted to just talk. Oh, did you have anything else to say about the cast?
Um, Not so much the cast. I did want to spend 1 second and just talk about the blues. Why the blues and why
Okay.
Chicago? But I'll wait. Let me know when.
Okay, we're gonna get to the blues. Before we get to the blues and we get to Chicago, because I'm gonna let you take over. But I did want to start to tell everybody about the script here, and that will lead into something else that yeah. So the script was written by Dan Aykroyd. This was his first script. Now we all know that he went on
John
to write.
Candy.
Say it again.
John Candy was the other one that we were missing.
Oh, John Candy, yes.
Someone just put it, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Just thank you for being so smart and sharing that with us. Um, let's see. In this, Dan Aykroyd wrote the script, and we know that later on he went on to write the Ghostbusters script.
Yeah.
But at this time, this was his first one, and he did not know how to write in the format in which scripts are written. So he just wrote whatever was on his mind. His first attempt was really, I think there was a lot. It was almost looks like a phone book. But then his final draft was 324 pages. And that's, yeah, like 3 times larger or longer than the standard screenplay. And so Landis came in and kind of cleaned everything up and kind of made everything a little bit more compact. And so
Yeah, it's like the music director from Amadeus, just ripping pages out.
yes, and so it took him 2 weeks in order to like whittle it down to something that they could actually use. So I thought that was very interesting. But we have a little bit more to deal with the script. I'll leave this
Yes.
to you, Doug.
Yes. So I have a copy of the script. It's got, now these are not real autographs. This is a printed page. However, it is still part of the decorum of the script. We're going to give this away today. All you have to do is leave a comment on the video. Just leave a comment. Just say, hey, what's up? Or leave your favorite line from the movie. Just leave it in there. And then Retro and I will pick somebody at complete random. And then we will give away the script. And we'll send it right to you.
Yes, and we will announce the winner when Doug comes back in 2 weeks. And let's see, what movie are we watching in 2 weeks?
Ooh, what are we watching in 2 weeks?
The Never Ending
Oh,
Story.
my first trauma. Our tax, no. My God.
Oh gosh, our tax.
Oh, I was like, they can't leave them in the swamp of sadness.
Oh my goodness, yes, that was such a moment.
Yeah. So yeah, and I watched that movie a million times as a kid, so that'll be a great one.
Yes. Now, so your copy that you have of the script isn't the 324 page one. This is a
Oh no,
smaller
no,
version.
this is the
Yes.
actual movie script to the Blues Brothers.
Yes. So just so that everybody knows what version that they're getting. And
Good
let's
question.
you guys have been really active in the comments, and I'm missing a couple people. I just want to catch up with a couple of you guys. Let's see. Bonzo Gilborn is here. How are you? So good to see you. And Moonbeam, you came. Says, yeah, Cab Calloway from Betty Boop, Aretha Franklin was awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Let's see who else is here. There's I think I've got almost everybody. Time Lord Boy is here. Says, of course, best film from him, Nothing But Trouble. Oh, you really do like that that movie? Oh man. And
Mhm.
let's see. All right, yeah. Okay, so we're going to continue on. Time Lord Word says, I think the only thing I know about Chicago is that H. Holmes came from there.
Yeah, he was
Um,
one of the first documented serial killers.
ooh.
Um, in 1893, Chicago hosted the Columbian World Exposition, which was basically like a World's Fair, and they built all these buildings. And this wealthy, renowned doctor named H. Holmes was actually stalking people coming into the city for this World Fair and offing them. And he was one of the first ones to do it. And there's a great book about it called "Devil in the White City," and
Mm,
I guess they're going to make a movie out of it. And apparently, Leonardo DiCaprio is supposed to play H. Holmes.
great.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway, yeah.
I think they also featured this character in the Loki series. I could be wrong, but I
Oh, really?
think they did. I think, well, they didn't feature the character, they featured the fair. I think they
Oh,
featured the
now that
fair.
the yeah, some of the Chicago's museums, like the Field Museum, the Museum of Science and Industry, the Shed Aquarium, are all
Mm.
still buildings that were built in 1893 from the World Exposition.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty astounding. If you wanna blow yourself away, read up on the Columbian Exposition, and they basically built an entire city in Roman architecture
Mhm.
to host this thing, and then tore most of it down. It's just
Oh, wow.
insane. Yeah.
Now, you had more to share about the movie and its
So
connections with the blues in Chicago.
yeah, so I think this movie is a pure homage, pure love of the musicians that created the blues. And for those who may or may not know, the blues is completely original music. This music it came from a lot of African Americans who basically designed a style of music that had never been heard before in the world. And it really started in New Orleans and migrated
Mm,
up the Mississippi River. That's why you had originally even the New Orleans Jazz was the name of the basketball team, the New Orleans Jazz, because jazz music, blues, that music came from there, and it moved up. St. Louis, their hockey
mm.
team is called the St. Louis Blues
Oh, wow.
because of the influence of the blues. So you had the blues migrating up north, and Chicago did become a hub. Checker
Mhm.
Records became one of the major record labels to start signing blues musicians. And so you had all of these African American musicians that really created a new sound. You created a new sound in music that even eventually led to rock and roll.
Mm.
Chuck Berry is one of the pivot points. So the blues music is something truly unique and special to North American culture. And this movie just unapologetically appreciates that and showcases it. And you
Yes.
cannot help watch this movie and start like dancing and getting into
Oh,
it because
yeah.
the music just it speaks for itself. So I
Oh,
just
wow.
wanted to really say, so that's why it ended up in Chicago. It moved kind of up the Mississippi River
Mhm.
in terms of its influence and settled in Chicago. So Chicago did become a big hub for the blues.
So great.
Yeah.
Um, and what we're gonna see a lot of sites that you are very familiar with in
Yes.
Chicago, and you will definitely point them out to us, I hope, as
Yeah.
we continue on. And I think that sums up just about all I've got. Was going to talk about a little bit more about the cars. The main car that they use in the film is sort of is a uh, what they call a retired 1974 Mount Prospect, Illinois Dodge Monocore patrol car, and they had 13 of them that they bought from an auction, and they used that vehicle throughout the entire um production. All 13 of them, kind of like the way they did with the movie Christine, where they had all these different cars and they had different stages in which the cars needed to be in during the film.
Oh my
um,
God.
yeah. And they said that the vehicles were outfitted by the studio to do particular driving chores, and they were customed for, either to be very fast or to jump or to, just like smoke or whatever. They had different assignments for each car.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, they said for the large film car chases, the filmmakers purchased 60 police cars at $400 each. Wow, that's a,
What?
a steal. And most
Oh
of
my
them
Lord.
were destroyed at the completion of the film. And more than 40 stunt drivers were hired, and the crew kept a completion of uh, uh, completion of the filming. More than 40 stunt drivers in their 24-hour body shop for main repairs of all the cars and things like that. So they had their own body shop just for the cars
Oh my
that were
goodness.
in the production.
Wow.
Also, another bit of trivia I thought that was very interesting is that Carrie Fisher became engaged to Dan Aykroyd during the shoot because
Really?
he saved her from choking by doing the Heimlich maneuver. So I guess they had a small, a very short dating slash
You did the old
engagement
Heimlich
period.
maneuver trick, huh?
Yeah, it's like you saved my life.
Oh, don't worry about it. What, do you want to get married?
Yes, but back
Oh.
to the cars. There was a world record set at the time during the movie of 103 cars that were wrecked during the entire filming, and unfortunately, in 1982, another movie came and stole the record. It was called The Junk Man.
Oh.
And that record was held for 2 decades until 300 cars were wrecked during the filming of The Matrix Reloaded in 2003.
Oh,
So that is the
wow.
intriguing trivia of for the movie.
That's fascinating because I actually liked that. Reloaded was okay. Like, there's
Mhm.
things I liked about it, but I love that highway chase. So that's
Yeah,
probably where they
the
wrecked most
highway
of those
trip.
cars.
Yeah, that was one of the parts that I liked. Okay, so guys, I think we're ready. I think we're ready. I have the timer here to help us if there's an issue. Let's see.
Did you put the
Um,
banner on in the link?
the banner. We're gonna need a banner going. Let's see. Uh, it's all ready. There we go. Thank you. And oh, you did. You sent me a little note too. Thank you.
Oh,
You guys, everyone's so great. And then let's see. Anything else? Oh, I better get this queued up. Are you queued up right now?
not yet. I'm queuing up.
Yes. Okay. I'm
And then
queuing
don't
up
forget
as
to click
well.
like, everybody,
Um,
and leave a comment. Leave a comment on the video. And if you do, and we
yes.
pick you at random, you'll win a copy of the Blues Brothers script here.
Yes. So if you're in the chat now, when we're all done, just make sure you refresh and get into the chat and leave a message there. Um, let's see if I can get this queued up. There we go.
Oh,
I'm
Bonzo, you
having
gotta leave.
I've got like a little bit of a delay.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
possibly some, I guess what they call buffering.
Oh.
The legendary buffering, which is not always great. So give me a few moments, everybody. Um, okay. So the way it works is that I have a copy, you have your copy, and so we watch our copies together. And I believe that this is on a lot of different platforms right now. The Blues Brothers.
Mhm.
If you, I think if you have Prime, you can see it on Prime. It's um, on YouTube Premium, I believe, as well. Let's see if I can find a link for everybody. Just give me a moment to see if I can find something for you.
I just looked on Twitter. That GIF you put up there is perfect.
It's just making me laugh so hard.
I
Um,
love it. These guys are so iconic.
aren't they? They're
Yeah.
just great, and the look. They nailed that costume. Um,
Yeah. Who'd they say they modeled it? Hold on, let me look. They modeled themselves after, see if I could find it here. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
don't
took
have.
that look.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, from John Lee Hooker. Um,
Okay, yeah, he's also in in the movie as well. I
right,
forgot to mention him. Yeah, he's
right,
in the
right.
movie as
John Lee
well.
Hooker, who wore the suit, the hat, and the sunglasses.
Oh, that's great that they were able that they had him too in the movie.
Oh, I know.
Um, so
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like the
I don't have a link right. I'm unable to get a link. I'm very sorry. Hopefully you have that in your collection. Um, but it is available on Amazon Prime to rent. I don't have a free um link for you. Um,
on Fandango at home, which used to be Voodoo, VUDU. It was like $6. So I saw that it was
mm,
on sale. Um,
okay. And let's see if I can find it on archive.
the Blues Brothers,
Oh,
1980.
maybe this could be a decent version. Okay, well, I will leave this in the chat and then see if it'll work for you. And this is a copy that is from archive.
Looks like Keith might be on it. Oops. Okay. Oh,
All
I'm
right,
excited to watch
China.
this movie.
Yes. Okay. Great. 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 I'm sorry. Hopefully that will
Hey, in
work
the chat,
for
just
you.
out of pure curiosity, can everyone chime in and tell me the last time you saw the Blues Brothers? Just put it in the chat. I'm just curious to see kind of where everyone's at with this.
Oh.
Like, has it been like 10 years? Do you watch it once a year? Where are you guys with Blues Brothers?
Oh, I have to say it's been about 5 years. I see it like every like 4 or 5 years. I don't see it every year.
Yeah, it's probably been about, to be perfectly honest, it was probably about 10 years for me. But
Mhm.
after having watched it last night and
Oh,
having a whole, and even having a different attitude and like seeing my
yeah.
dad's generation a little bit differently and what they gave us. Like I said, that optimism that came out of
Mm,
a rather dismal decade of the 70s.
yes.
The movies were not uppers in the 70s. They were downers. They were gritty and visceral and real,
Ooh, there
and
were.
they were. And then, but these were the guys that changed our culture. These were the
Yeah.
guys, the
Yeah.
late boomers there, the mid to late boomers, and guys my dad's age, probably your mom's age,
Mhm.
retro, and I just really appreciated this movie when I saw it. So I think this movie is going to shift to a couple times, maybe at least once a year for me going forward.
Yeah, yeah, definitely got to see this more than just once in a
Mm.
blue one. So, okay, I'm gonna get us going. Um, guys, I did leave a link for you in the chat if you want to see it on archive.org. They do have a couple of links for people.
Yeah, and
Um,
did you guys know the Blues Brothers made an album called "Suitcase Full of Blues" and it charted? I mean, it's a real band. These guys were a
yeah,
real band. Those are real musicians.
oh yeah, they really are the real deal, and they sound great. Adam is here.
Mhm.
Hello, Adam. Adam Fleming says I like their cover of the song "Soul Man." I first saw their performance of the song on a taped recording of Saturday Night Live in the 1970s. I'm sure
Yes.
it was season three with the one Carrie Fisher. Yes, Carrie Fisher um, hosted the show, and they performed.
I think
Uh,
1978, right?
I think so. I think that was the year, yeah. Um, and coincidentally, that was the year that Jim Belushi like completely, really like blew up.
Yeah, or John
As
Belushi, you mean?
Oh yes, John Belushi.
Yeah,
That's the other Belushi.
yeah, because Jim Belushi did kick in. He ended up having kind of a pretty solid run himself.
Yeah, yeah, great. I like him a lot.
Hmm.
Let me see. All right.
Oh,
And
Moonbeam,
Adam
you
says
are
it
in for a
is
treat.
great. And Adams is really excited you responded. Oh, my pleasure. It was my pleasure. And let's see. Yeah, that song was great. I remember hearing it first from them, and then hearing it later from the original version, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Still a great song. Everybody, that's a
So,
great song.
man.
Yeah. All right, so guys, I think it's time for us to begin, and get me get my timer going.
All right, I'm ready.
Yes. Okay. I may have to adjust the screen a little bit once we get going, but so I'm gonna count down from 5 to 1, and where I would have said, and I'll say play right after 1. So then that's when you push the button.
Okay.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, I think I got it. Yeah, and this whole opening sequence is great.
Insane.
Yeah, DJ Play Nice knows his stuff. Yeah, like I said, I did some research on the band members because it's a large band, and
Yeah.
these guys were all awesome musicians.
Oh yeah. Paul Schaefer was part of the band, but he
That's
um
right.
w- couldn't be part of the movie, and kind of there was sort of like a little um tension between everybody after
Oh,
that.
really? Ooh, I didn't know that. Some drama.
Well, I mean, I think they fired him or something, or somebody fired him. I don't have the story straight, but he couldn't do it. I'm trying to
Huh,
match it up to this.
my copy's a little bit different here.
Is yours a little bit further ahead?
Yeah, he's raising the flag. Hmm. All right, I'll just have to try to time this up.
No, keep going. I'll move this. I'll
No, you're
adjust it.
fine. I'm gonna wait for you. It looks like I was somehow got way ahead.
No, 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 no. You're fine because I think this there's some buffering happening with the copy you guys are
Oh,
seeing. So don't change what you're seeing. I'm gonna adjust it. Let's see. Um,
yeah, Joliet Correctional Facility.
just-
Great way to intro. Boy, so your internet's buffering, huh?
give me a few minutes. I mean, a few moments. I think it's now ahead. So I think
I've got it where he's walking up to some of the outer doors. Production designer John Lloyd. Wow, how'd they get 27 million for this? That's crazy. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back was 30.5 million. So this and Empire had nearly the same budget.
Yeah, that's pretty much the crazy part.
How is that
Um,
possible?
and my copy is starting to match up to this a little bit more. How about you? Is it too far ahead or behind?
I am looking at a water tower.
Ooh.
Wait, okay, you're waiting.
There's Frank Oz.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
okay, so I'm gonna read a couple of things going on in the chat. Let's see. Um, and Moonbeam says, John and Jim were related. Yeah, brothers. And
Mm-hmm.
DJ Blue Night says Belushi had one #1 album, movie, and television show simultaneously. And Adam Fleming says, I commented on your Flash Gordon video of you want to, if you want to see it after the show. Oh, okay. I probably will see it because it tells me everything. And DJ Plain Eye says, Donald Dunn of Booker T and the MGGs was the person who suggested that they cover Soul Man. He's the bass player. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Booker T. Okay. Um, and all right. So I'm gonna start watching the movies, guys. And once I'm watching the movie, I won't be able to see your comments, but I do have an auxiliary computer where I could see some of your comments on occasion. So bear with me. And spread the word to any new people coming on the chat that I will not be able to say hi for as often as maybe I could. Now, what part are you up to on this? I hope this is matching this up.
I think I'm pretty far out of sync. It's so weird. I feel like I'll sync it up and then like the scenes are like coming like out of order or something. So sorry. $23.07.
Okay, I'm. Oh
Oh no, that
gosh,
was
now I'm buffering.
not
This is
23
wild.
minutes and 7 seconds. $23.07
I'm
is what he
sorry.
gave. Hmm. Okay, so he's leaning over. He just signed the X. All right, we're pretty close here.
We are okay.
Yeah.
Are you where
The door's opening up. There's Elwood.
Okay.
And it's like, it's so bizarre. It's like coming out of heaven, but it's jail.
Yeah, with the light in the background like
Yeah,
that.
it's so crazy. It's such an epic shot of John Belushi.
Yeah. Let me know when you get to the part where they are doing the titles and they say who each one is,
Okay.
because I think that and they hug.
I'm at Dan Aykroyd,
Yes. Okay.
the Blues Brothers.
Sweet. Okay, I think we're almost all in sync.
Okay. I just realized they kind of look like um, Pulp Fiction, the opening to Pulp Fiction with
Oh, yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta.
Yes. Yes.
You know, yeah, and the music in this is just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So, Retro, are you watching this on your one area, and then the one on the screen is a different one?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and also I have to make sure that the the volume yeah, could get you in trouble.
Oh, let me make sure my volume's down. There. The Bluesmobile. Yeah, that's right. And Mount Prospect Police. I have family members that worked at the Mount Prospect Police Department.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I had an aunt who was the first female lieutenant, or I forgot which position. The first female, I think, lieutenant at the Mount Prospect Police Department. And then also my uncle worked as a police. He was even a member of the SWAT team and everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and this is a great stunt.
There's so many little working parts in this scene.
Mm-hmm. Did they just jump the bridge?
I think so, did they? Howard is crazy.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Which part are you on, Retro?
Oh, no, I maybe okay, I hope I'm not that far ahead. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am totally whatever is going on my copy, it's like speeding up. Am I at twice the speed? Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't know
Deputy
what
Chief of Police, is that correct? Okay. She was the first female Deputy Chief of Police. The Penguin. Are you inside the orphanage yet on your copy?
Okay, no.
Did they they already jumped the
Yikes.
bridge though, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My copy that I have for you guys to see is totally off. It is, I don't know, I guess it experienced there's a whole bunch of buffering. All right, well, I'm actually going to just match up this timing and see if this will work. Um, I have no idea why that is so weird like that. Um, and then I'll show you guys where I'm at in the
What's the time signature on the one you're watching? Not necessarily the screen, but the one you're watching.
12:50, 12:51, 12:53.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was such a
Um,
great nun. Let's go, Elwood.
she was.
And I love and this whole sequence really set the tone for the humor
Oh,
more
yeah,
so than
yeah.
the prison scene because all the doors are opening and closing. She floats backward at one point. And so here's part of this anti-establishment mentality that I think is particular of this generation is,
Yes.
irreverence for anything that's been established. And they're obviously kind of teasing the Catholic Church here. However, they're also taking the mission for it very seriously.
Hmm.
They're on a mission from God. I love how she
So
floats back here. I love that. It's so creepy.
isn't it? It's like, oh, what
Yeah.
is happening there? So
Yeah.
yeah, guys, this is the timing that you should be on to match up with us.
And this is Cab Calloway, right?
Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, this is Cab Calloway.
And we'll get to it, of course, but I love his number at the end. How they're on stage and then it's like they cut, and when the curtains come up, it's like 1940 something and he's back in his prime, you know, singing Minnie the Moocher. It was just incredible. Aaron Hall.
It's so funny because he had a disco version of that song that had just been released, and he wanted to do that song in the
Really?
movie. Yeah, and they were like, "No, no, no, we want the original." And he was like,
I'm
man,
actually a fan of disco.
really? Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, this
I
is why
like
we get
disco
along.
music. Huh?
This is why we get along. We like
Oh,
disco.
you like disco too?
Oh my
That's awesome.
goodness, I'm a big disco lover. Love
Oh
it, love
my
it, love
god,
it.
that is great. Yeah, like when the Bee Gees come on, I love it.
Yeah, just tap
It's
everything.
instant.
Yeah, just yeah, it's great. Oh, this
Oh, this is
part.
great.
Yeah, this is a great scene.
I mean, James Brown, this is just brilliant. And it's funny
Oh,
that they
yeah.
mix in some pretty funny freaking things
Oh,
while letting you completely enjoy this music at the same time.
yeah. Yes, yes.
And James Brown, he just has such a unique look.
Oh gosh, I'm buffering. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, you just sense that everyone is enjoying themselves in this film while they're filming that. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone
Yeah.
had to love this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this at least once a year now. There's certain movies that, it's late sometimes and
Mhm.
you just poured a glass of wine, you're like, what should I do? And you're like, I'm gonna watch the Blues Brothers. Um, I think this is in the rotation now.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's also like a feel-good movie,
Yeah,
so it just takes you back to a time where, man, we didn't have as many problems. At
right.
at least if we did have those problems, we didn't know about them.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this was these it's not like the late boomers didn't have to deal with a tough world. They
Yeah,
dealt with it more than the hippies dealt with it because they were, like I said, they were being drafted. There's a big
yeah.
difference being 18 and drafted. So when the early baby boomers turned 16 and 17, it was 1962, 1963. You had the Cuban Missile Crisis. You had Kennedy's assassination. These are
Mhm.
terrible events.
Yes.
My dad and them, they were turning 17. Apollo just landed. There's some optimism, and so anyway, I think this movie it captures this very, very well. Like I said,
Yeah.
this is uplifting. This is not a downer movie. This is completely uplifting.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Jake is
About to combust. Yeah, I mean
he's getting the
this is
spirit.
I mean, this is priceless now. You've got the
Yeah.
Blues Brothers, you've got James Brown. Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah,
Ray of
this is
Sun,
great. Oh man.
the band. I love it. He does this insane
Oh
acrobatic.
man.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen, if you can, YouTube it after the show. Look for the Blues Brothers on Saturday Night Live. It's quite a cool opening. They come in and he has a briefcase and he opens it up, Elwood, and he's got his harmonica, and then Belushi comes in and they're very matter of fact, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 they just start dancing and it's real fat. It's just awesome.
Yeah. They do like cartwheels and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. This is just outstanding.
Dan Aykroyd is so funny.
Yeah. He's moving pretty fast. That's pretty
Yeah,
decent.
yeah.
Yeah, these guys were in their 20s,
Yeah.
when they did this movie. It's just hard to believe. You think of a 26-year-old person today, and I don't know. I can't imagine them conceiving and then executing something like the Blues Brothers, something this original.
Yeah.
This guy
James
passed out.
and James Brown is, like, sliding all over the stage.
Yeah. And you got these people leaping, and while I was watching this, I realized that Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think, emulates some of this with those
Yes,
aerials.
yes, yes, yes. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Yeah. With those aerial moves, I think Ferris Bueller's Day Off put those back in.
yeah. If I ever do a movie, I think I'm gonna have to have that then.
Do you need me to do some aerial? So I'll jump off the trampoline and do some flips.
Yes, I need that. I need that with some gospel music in the background.
No problem.
Mm.
I'm in. Oh man, what a great scene.
Yeah.
And honestly, this movie is only going to age better and better and better.
Yes, definitely. And just to let everybody know,
Speaking
unfortunately,
gaming.
the visual um, example is not exactly on cue, but if you can follow the timer, this is the time that you need to
Okay.
follow.
I am perfectly in sync with you then, timer wise.
Yes.
What's up, Bacon Gaming?
We're Breaking Gaming. It's so good to
Yes,
see you. This is, hey, I'm at
we
work.
are watching the Blues Brothers.
Yes, he says he's just passing through. Okay, hello.
Hey, if you can,
Oh,
don't
and
forget,
Darth Vader
everyone,
was
leave a
here.
comment on the video,
Oh
and
yes,
you'll be in line to win the script to the Blues Brothers. The script.
yes, the actual script copy of that with signatures, right?
It is. Yeah, it's part of the decorum. It's not really like you can see Ray Charles there.
Sweet.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. So after the video's over, head over to the comments, leave a comment there, and we will get back to you in 2 weeks. We're going to pick a winner, and the winner will be getting that script.
Yes, I will be happy to send it to you. I wonder how, do you think it would be, I'm just totally thinking out loud, fun to do a script reading, get like enough people to do it, not enough, of I don't know, some movie.
Ooh. Oh, that would be great. I would
That would be kind
definitely
of
love
fun.
to set that up.
I'm totally thinking off the top of my head, but that might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
What did I do, officer? The light was yellow, sir. And this, I love it because I almost forgot how absurd this becomes. How they keep offending people and and everyone's after these guys by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But it starts right here.
Under suspension.
Under suspension.
Ooh.
Warrants
Arrest
outstanding.
driver. Impound vehicle.
He had 116 outstanding speeding tickets.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's been 6 months since."
You step out of the car, sir.
Just
They
drive.
hightail it. And what's crazy is it it never looks like they're gonna get away. Like, the cops are, like,
Yeah.
2 inches behind, they never really make much distance between themselves, like,
It's so true.
it's like and their plan for getting away is simply that they're on a mission from God. They're like,
Yeah.
"We can't get
Yeah.
arrested. We're on a mission from God." Yeah. And Stunt Brat usually likes all the, stunts, and I noticed how many are in this movie.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, particularly these
Like,
driving stunts.
yeah.
High speed pursuit. And it's so funny because back in like today, cops aren't really supposed to do much chasing. You're supposed to they have different strategies basically.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
just so funny that back then, not only are the cops in full pursuit, like without any regard to the danger that this might, I mean, they're fishtailing. They like smash through buildings and to continue the pursuit. It's so ridiculous. Toys R Us,
Yeah.
Orange Grove 55. How are you?
Oh,
They
hi,
said,
Orange
"Can't
Grove.
stay. I just wanted to drop in and show some love. Smash that like button.
Oh,
We
thank
love
you.
Retro Nerd Girl."
Thank you
Awesome, Orange
so
Grove
much.
55.
You're just amazing.
Awesome.
Oh man. Guys, head over to Orange Grove 55, the wonderful channel. I love those guys so much.
Subscribe to Orange Grove 55.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the cops are right behind them. They're not making any. And I always felt like that was like a funny knock on the cops, too. "Do you have a Miss Piggy?"
And then the cops
Dude,
follow them into the
yeah,
store.
this is so insane. I mean, they are hitting everything. They are smashing through. I mean, this is part of many reasons why this movie is a cult classic. I
Yeah.
mean, this
Oh
scene is
man.
absurd. They're like running over mannequins. They're full speed right down the middle lane of this mall. Apparently, this mall had just closed, and they redecked it out and just destroyed it. I mean, they're just slamming into the front of these like
crashing
shops.
everything. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they literally must have said, "Can we have a couple $1 million just to mess stuff up?" And they're like, "Sure."
Yeah.
The studio
And
said
then
yes. They're not
and
even
then the
trying to
music
avoid
that's
this.
playing. The music that's playing is so funny.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, if you can't see at home, folks, they're
Yeah.
driving through the interior of a mall.
Yeah, and
People are
just
leaping out of the way. They're
destroying
smashing through
everything.
storefront after storefront after storefront. The police are continuing to pursue. They're doing donuts inside the mall. It is insane.
Yeah, the police are also destroying everything as well.
So this is I remember this as a kid. And I
Yeah.
remember watching this and just being like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Because
And then
I must have been
they're naming off all of the stores that they're passing by, and
oh yeah,
it's like,
tier one
these guys
imports.
it's like, "This mall has everything."
I mean,
Like
there's
they're
shots of
shopping.
these, yeah, these, oh man, that's a stunt. That's a stunt. Now the cop car is upside down and they're gliding
They're
forward
just
upside
gliding.
down.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They're
Jewel,
not
that's
even there's nothing to
Jewel
push
is an
them going.
actual, what's that, retro?
Oh, I was saying there's nothing to really propel them, and they're still sliding and moving.
It's absolutely insane. And they just smashed right through the front and into the grocery store of Jewel, which is one of the big grocery stores of Chicago.
Oh,
Jewel and Dominic's,
really?
those are the big ones up there. I don't think they have those in North Dakota. I know they don't have them here in Austin either.
Yeah, I've never heard of Jewel before.
Yeah, Jewel, a huge Jewel and Dominic's are the big ones in Chicago. Oh, I
I like
love
the
this
song.
music.
Me too. It's Dragnet, right?
Peter Gunn. Yeah, it's I think it's called Peter Gunn, I believe.
Great stuff. Oh, Keith E says one of the Blues Brothers got cut extremely bad from this glass in this movie at the mall. Oh,
Oh wow.
I would expect so because there was a lot of glass going around. It's insane. It's one of the most ridiculous scenes ever.
It
Oh,
is
Carrie
in
Fisher.
yeah, and she is just gorgeous. I mean, this is
Oh
her
yeah,
in her prime, 1980. This is Empire Strikes Back, Carrie Fisher.
yes.
Oh, so as a kid, as a boy, it was such a thrill. So I told you, I'm trying to interpret what I just observed as a child of these guys smashing through the mall, and now I see Princess Leia smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, what is she doing? What does she do? Pulls out like a quadruple bazooka and unloads on these guys.
In the middle of the street.
This is so insane.
Oh man.
I mean, she's got like military grade equipment. She's looking through the eye. She's got him in the crosshairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, she
Then she
fired
drives
6
off.
RPGs into this building.
Oh my god.
A
I
bunch
love
of
the fact
concrete and rubble cover these guys. They get up,
I
dust
love the
off.
fact that she just drives off, like, without even like, right away, immediately, and then they proceed to go right into the building as if nothing happened.
Which is so ridiculous. Like they're still the doors are mangled nothings, and they're like still moving the doors and going into this hotel.
Oh, man.
Like this is normal for them. It's
Yeah.
just they don't even they barely talk. They know, hey Sam, they know the guy on the stairs.
They don't even question, like, "Who just did that? Were they targeting me? Were they targeting us?"
This is great too. I love this dude who asked for the cheese whiz. I wonder who's boxing. Illinois Department of Corrections. Oh, he's watching a wrestling match. That's what that is.
Oh, wow.
I thought it
Is
was a
that
boxing match at first. I was like, is that one of the big ones? Did you bring my cheese whiz? And he reaches in his pocket. He did. He thought of it. He has cheese whiz. And this is one of the worst like hotel rooms imaginable.
Yeah.
I
Tub,
actually love
shower,
it.
or bath. Oh,
And
so
they have all
wild.
those musicians all over the back wall.
Oh, there's Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. See, you know, there's real appreciation for
Oh no,
African
definitely.
American music in this, and it's on the screen. They're not saying
Hmm.
it. They're not looking for brown. Like they expressed it through cinema, and this is how you do it.
Yeah. I didn't notice this before, but Elwood has a tattoo of on his hand.
1060 West Addison. That's Wrigley Field. And it's funny in a lot of movies you have the tough luck apartment near the tracks, right? That's kind of like a
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
This is the worst one I've ever seen. Like these L trains, they're called the L in Chicago because they're elevated. They're going every
Yeah.
like couple seconds. Like it's pretty rough.
Oh man. Ah, that's so cool. It's so
He's
funny
got
because
his
he looks like
toast.
he's it looks like he's gonna go to the office.
These are great shots though, man. Like just from
Yeah.
a cinematic point, like look at that. What a beautiful
Yeah,
shot.
it's
You got
incredible.
Jake Elwood in a window. It's an aerial shot looking down. So it
Yeah.
must be from the rooftop. And you can see the L trains passing.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Yeah, there was also another shot from across from the other building.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Where
Beautiful.
you could see through the L trains as they were passing.
Yeah,
This makes me want to
fantastic.
pull out vinyl. I actually love vinyl records. And
Mm.
every time I see one on in a movie, like I just have an overwhelming urge to go grab some vinyl and put it on.
Oh, yeah, okay, so he has tattoos of Elvis on his knuckles, and
Oh,
then he's
really?
got yeah, and then he's got a tattoo of a cross between his
Hmm.
thumb and his index finger.
Interesting.
I didn't notice all those tattoos on Elwood. Oh, there's Carrie, she's gorgeous.
She is. She's just a great looking woman. And it's
It's
funny. This is
like
the Chicago I remember as a
she
kid.
looks pissed. I love it, she looks pissed. She's
Yeah,
like,
she does. And this is John Candy.
"Candy."
I had forgotten that he was in this. So when I was
Yeah.
watching it last night, I was like, oh, I was like, this movie is like the best film ever. Like it has everyone. I love how pissed off this kid is.
I really wanted to see, Carrie and, Fisher in more movies like this.
Yes, yes. Dude, and that is a major like set piece explosion.
Oh, snap! I
I mean,
forgot
they're
about
falling.
this.
I mean, that must have been a heck of a shot with stunt doubles or something because they show from an aerial like Jake and Elwood sleeping, and then the whole room folds in and they fall down through the floor, and there's like a cascade of bricks coming down. This is the best. They
She
get up out of the
is
rubble, and you can still see the toaster, the double burner.
Yeah.
Just brush it off, brush off the rubble. See, and this kind of humor I feel like is being lost.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Like it's so simple, but visually it's gold. An
Yeah.
entire building falls down on these guys. These guys casually get up out of the rubble, brush themselves off, don't want to be late for work and head out. And then a second later, when they're off the screen, the cops start coming out of the rubble. Like it's
Yeah.
great. And these homes are everywhere in Chicago. I mean,
Oh,
this
really?
reminds me of my childhood.
Oh, how pretty.
These bungalow type homes, brick bungalow. Yeah, I mean that's strong memories of childhood looking at this street.
Oh, wow. No, don't let him
Yeah, it's
in.
funny.
She's
I
crazy.
thought that's funny, retro. I thought that too. I was like, back then, I think like today everyone's far more guarded or something. That
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
wouldn't want to let someone in. But back then, I was like, like she was cool with it.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, come on in."
Yeah, come on in. I'm like, oof, brave.
She doesn't even know who they are.
I'll mention this thing that Moonbeam just said.
Oh,
Moonbeam just said Carrie Fisher was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back in 2001, as was Mark Hamill. I don't remember that. I got to rewatch that.
yep, I remember that movie. Very good. Oh, it's so much fun. Mark
Is
Hamill
it?
was so hilarious in that movie. Yeah, yeah. I actually like
And
the
hello to
Strike
Evan.
Back movies.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Evan, hi, Evan. Yeah, I actually like the Strike Back movies. They're really funny to me.
Yeah. I don't remember them well. I got to rewatch them. What
Yeah, I
is the
mean,
game? And you know what's interesting is this type of lounge is actually not a baby boomer style lounge. This was kind of a
mhm.
holdover from like my grandparents'
Yeah, the 30s and the
generation.
40s. Yeah.
Yes, the big band, you know, the small intimate tables with the lamp on it. So this is like where my grandparents might have hung out, a place
Yeah.
like this. And these are the actual Blues Brothers. These are the members of the real band.
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, Evan, we are watching The Blues Brothers. It's a
yes,
watch
yes, yes.
party, a retro and chill watch party um, of The Blues Brothers, which we were gawking and admiring, you know, just as we were setting up to watch it. And now we're just enjoying every second that it's on. The movie is
Yes.
instant pleasure. It's just a fantastic film.
Yes, and just for everyone watching, we are at this time period here in the story.
Murph and the Magic Tones. Oh, and the joke, it's coming up kind of soon. How much for the women? How much for your wife? I was like, oh my God, this would never fly today. That is
No,
hysterical.
yeah. Definitely the humor is and I think like all the humor of this time period definitely would be considered um
Too offensive today.
yeah, too offensive or politically incorrect. And
Yeah, but you know what? I loved it. I wish we
it
can
was
go back
great.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and this movie actually helps me make a point. You know, because free speech is under attack these days, and
Oh, big time.
yeah, and this movie, you know, they had, you know, there was like a neo-Nazi parade, right? Um,
Ooh,
but in this movie, and it shows if you let these people speak, they'll weed themselves out. They were so offensive to everybody just on their own. So you don't need to suppress them. Just let them talk and let us hear how stupid they sound, and you know, we'll be fine.
yeah.
And this part reminded me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, definitely.
The sauce, you're Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago. That's me. That's one I would watch with you retro is Ferris
Oh, Ferris,
Bueller.
yes. Oh, of course. I haven't done that one yet, so we'll put
Oh,
that
you
on the
haven't?
list. No,
Oh,
no.
that's a John
Oh,
Hughes film. Another
wow.
one in Chicago. That I love that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down right now.
That one, that movie. It's another one that's a comedy, but it actually says a lot.
Oh, yes. Uh,
We'll just adjourn ourselves to one of the tables at this fine establishment. Yeah, this guy loses all control. He has no control over the situation. Are we 42 minutes in? Oh, wow. We're 42 minutes in. This movie flies by, man.
it
That's
does, yeah.
amazing.
It
These two
really
are
does, Ryan. They took their table. Oh, why?
Well, excuse me, won't you? Oh, and that's Pee Wee Herman. That's
Yes,
Paul
Pee Wee
Rubin. That's Pee Wee
Herman.
Herman.
Yes, Paul Rubens.
And you know what's funny is there's a scene coming up in this movie that I thought Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure does an homage to. The biker
Oh.
bar scene in the bar where they win
Oh,
everybody over.
yes.
I
Yes,
think he
yes,
got that idea from this movie.
I think so too. Definitely.
Yeah. And it's like, rawhide. It's iconic in this film. And it's also iconic in, tequila in Pee Wee Herman's movie. This guy,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
smell.
Tequila.
Yeah, totally. These guys are ridiculous. Yes, Moonbeam, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I love it. And well, frankly, they're offensive. They smell bad. Did you know that Pee Wee Herman was in this? Because I didn't until I spotted him yesterday.
Oh, well, I mentioned him earlier,
Oh, you
Paul
did?
Rubens.
Paul Rubin, okay.
I didn't mention Pee Wee Herman, but I said Paul Rubens.
See, and this, I was just appreciating how funny these scenes are and how little effort goes into being funny. He's like,
Yeah.
he pours the champagne into a champagne glass for Jake. And then he goes to pour, he's like, wrong glass, sir. And he's like, pour it in there. He's not worried. How much for the women? That was like a $300 bottle of champagne. I mean, whew. I like how this little girl likes the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, they're like,
what's up? How you doing?
He's chewing with his mouth open.
Yeah, these guys were not fitting into high society. Again, anti-establishment. They're bucking whatever the established order is. They're bucking it wherever they go. How much for the
little girl?
The little girl. Sell me your children. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Sell me your children.
Food off her plate and eats it.
Oh my goodness. And they're like, oh, we're not dealing with this.
He just got out of Joliet. Absolutely not. This guy's not buying it. He's like grabbing a guy. Hey, how you doing? How much for your wife? This guy should have just said yes right away.
Right away, right?
A lot of problems. My rule is if you're gonna say yes, do it. Don't stretch it out and then change.
He's like, oh, I got to pull out the big guns now to get him back. Get him
in. Oh man.
And they don't
Adam
have money
Fleming has a question
for
you, Retro. Adam Fleming wants to know what movie you're going to be reviewing next.
Oh, that's tricky. I do have something in the pot, but it is a surprise.
Ooh. A surprise.
It is a surprise. So stay tuned. Sorry, I don't want to give it away yet because I noticed when I used to tell people what I was going to do, it would be like 5 or 6 other people do that same review.
Oh, interesting. Smart move.
Yeah, so.
Kimberly Ann Hart says she just reviewed Magic Mike. Retro, is that true? You.
Well,
Kimberly,
I reviewed it. I reviewed it like a couple of years ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Thanks, well, Kimberly, you're so sweet. Thank you for letting everyone know.
Yeah, the deadpan. And Moonbeam says the deadpan delivery is Dan Aykroyd's style, and you are correct.
He's so amazing at it.
So for those, if you don't have a copy, there's a neo-Nazi parade they're blocking traffic on this bridge, and they're saying all this like ridiculous supremacist nonsense. And there's kind of a counter movement. People got out of their cars and they're shouting and they're mad, but they're holding up traffic.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, those bums won their court case, so they're marching today. So Jake and Elwood decide to take matters into their own hands. They just step on the gas and they are gunning it.
What's his name? Is Jake says, I hate Illinois Nazis.
Yeah.
Not all Nazis, just the ones in Illinois. And that makes him, and that's so funny. That is so funny.
Like he's narrowed it down to this particular
Yeah,
group.
like just these guys.
Oh man. And it was funny too, while they're like speeding toward this protest, the lead like Nazi guy stiffens like he's gonna stand there, and then he's like, ah! He dives out of the way at the last second. Oh, I love this whole sequence here. This is where Aretha comes in.
The thing is that in that scene, it happens so fast. How they know that that's exactly Jake and Elwood? It's just like,
Well, I think
weird,
they got
but
their license plate. Isn't that how they set it up? They got the license
yeah,
plate.
but I mean, it happens so quickly.
Oh yeah. That's true. That is true.
But I'll buy it. I'll buy it for the laughter.
Yeah. Now that's John Lee Hooker, right?
I think so. Let me find out. Yes, it is John Lee Hooker.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. That's what I mean. This movie's gonna keep moving up, in my opinion, as like culturally important
Yes.
more and more as time goes by, because of all the people they brought into this film. That's what I'm saying. Even though it's a comedy, they're not making fun of the blues ever. It's total reverence for the blues.
Yeah.
I love this scene.
And
And by the way,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of Vienna hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a Chicago thing. I didn't realize, but
Really?
so good. Yeah. The poppy seed bun and the Chicago hot dog. I'm missing home right now. And there's Aretha. God, she is just like gold.
Yeah, oh, she's fantastic.
And I love her. Like, you want chicken wing? 4 fried chickens and a Coke. I like by the end of it, she's like, what's that?
He says dry white toast.
Yeah. And by the end of this ridiculous order, she's like, all right, coming up. Elwood. It's the Blues Brothers. We are about to get Aretha.
The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
I love how he knows who they are.
Yeah. Don't talk that way around here. You could tell she is not having this. Like,
she's like, what is
right from the get-go.
I love it.
Every male and female in the world pick up on the cues immediately in this. She's not having it. He's like, hey, I think she's like, oh no, you ain't. With your old white hoodlum friends. I love it. They still owe you money. It's a holy thing.
I always thought that she was so good in this. I wanted her to do more acting.
Oh yeah. You listen to me, woman. I'll make the decision. Oh, shut up, woman. Oh man, this is just I loved every second of this while I was watching
Me
it.
too.
Oh my god. I love these three women that get up and they're kind of like backing her up.
They're like, "Mhm."
Yeah, he's like getting immediately ganged up on, man.
Yeah.
Like suddenly, like none of the women are having this.
I love the guy takes off his hairnet and he's got long hair.
Yeah. Freedom. Oh man, she is just nailing it. And then he pulls out a sax. Yeah, you got it right. Oh man. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Dude's got the saxophone in the background.
Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
love a
saying. Like
good saxophone.
it's like a musical, but like real numbers, like real
Yeah.
music. It's not like made up show tunes with the
Yeah.
real singers. Like you can't do this. Like this is
Yeah.
I don't know any other movie that brings this kind of level to their entertainment. This is so awesome. And from a set
Such a
position,
great move. Yeah.
it's not complex. It's a small set. You've got
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin there.
Yeah.
You've got the Blues Brothers there, and everyone's dancing, and it's in a
Yeah.
small diner as the setting. It's very simple,
Yeah.
but it's Aretha.
Even the Blues Brothers got to dance to this.
Yeah,
They're like, I know you're doing it. You're on the other team, but I still got
yeah.
to dance to this.
Like, hey, we gotta think about
Good
what y'all are
music is good
trying to do to
music.
me.
What I also love is that she's doing all of this. She still has her slippers on because she,
Yeah,
she's on her feet all day.
that's what I'm saying. It's actually high level $1 million music,
Yeah.
like dressed down for the sake of the movie, and
Yeah.
it works so beautifully. I mean, seeing Aretha Franklin as like the head of a diner, it's
Oh yeah. And
just
she
magical with it.
yeah, and she's like completely like glamorous superstar. So
Yes,
this is
that's what
this
I
is
mean.
acting. This is
She's
acting,
worth millions, and we get this $1 million performance in a
Yeah.
diner with the head diner who happens to be Aretha Franklin. Like this is
Yeah.
brilliant to me. Thank. These guys are like, oof, that's going to be tough. I love how the other women just kind of go back to their life here.
Yeah.
And this is it's a big moment for him. He is risking a lot by leaving. When Aretha tells you not to go, you should listen.
Oh
But
no. I feel
he's
so
gonna
bad
pursue
for
a
her.
dream.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's some part of the guy world, the male brain, that's like, yeah, he did it. He got out of there.
Yeah.
But because it's Aretha, you don't feel like she's a villain, though, either. You know what I'm saying? She's not like the way this comes across. She's not like a bad person character.
Yeah.
You're just
Once he
happy for this guy to pursue music. You're happy for that part of him.
yeah. And you know that when
Grow
he
up
comes
and
he's
die.
done
What's that?
and when he comes back, she'll take him back. It's just,
Yeah,
they love each other, but it's just she didn't want him to leave.
yeah, yeah. You have in your mind that relationship will continue.
Yeah. And I love how
PM
she just
seven.
tells I hope that she tells the other guy, "Just go on ahead and leave," you
Yeah.
know?
Well, go on, get out.
But now she's gotta hire new people for her, you know, to to cook for her.
Right. Oh my God, gold, more gold. And now you go from a diner with Aretha Franklin
Yeah.
into a pawn shop
Oh,
with Ray
yes.
Charles,
Ooh.
and he's checking out a toaster. Is that a piece of bread? Oh my God. Ray Charles, people.
He just has white bread that is his favorite thing.
Yeah, yeah. Man, this movie is incredible. The Blues Brothers. Hey, Ray. Yeah, this kid comes in, he tries to steal a guitar off the wall. And Ray
Oh,
Charles is blind. God, and Ray Charles, he just moves so uniquely.
oh, I may be 10 minutes, 10 seconds behind you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there we go.
So Ray Charles just fired 2 shots
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
left of this guitar to deter the kid from stealing it. Breaks my heart seeing someone young going bad so soon.
Yeah.
$2,000 and it's yours.
And if
I'll
for
even throw the
anybody
black keys
who
in
is
for
not
free.
aware of this, in case anyone does not know that Ray Charles is blind, and just in case anyone is just watching this for the first time and like is completely
Oh,
confused why it's funny the irony of a blind man
yeah.
pointing a gun and shooting it and aiming
Opening fire in his own
specifically
shop.
in his own store and not
Oh,
shooting anything, not
yeah.
actually damaging anything.
And more gold here. Ray Charles just sits down and he's tickling the ivories here.
I just love how everybody springs into action to
Everybody
like
on the street.
dance and play music. It's just great. And then the boys are just dancing.
What a great shot where you see the piano keys reflecting off
Y-
Ray Charles's sunglasses.
Yes, yes.
I love it. And this is gold. You got the Blues Brothers. You got Ray Charles there. Everyone's dancing. They're dancing in the streets. They're jamming inside the pawn shop. And Retro Qatar Lull says, "Hi, Retro." They joined the chat.
Oh, thank you so much for keeping an eye on this for me. You
Yeah, you
can
said
see
it was
what's
hard for you
going
to see
on.
it.
Oh gosh, Tar, how are you? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well, Tar.
Man,
Wow, that is such a iconic shot. Ray
I mean,
Charles with
totally.
with the keyboard on his glasses.
Yeah.
As that being like the iconic instrument to accompany him in his career.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 100% correct. And they're dancing in the streets. I mean, this is just great stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The movie
The
serves
little
in its
kid.
own way as like a time capsule
Yeah.
that has the self-contained
Yeah.
museum wing
Yeah.
of like blues musicians.
Yeah. Also, like just like people having fun together, enjoying
Yes.
music, dancing, doesn't matter like race, sex,
Yes.
age, kids are in
Yes.
the street, older people are in the street. It doesn't matter. Oh, this
That's
might
what I
make it.
mean, retro. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like this shift from cynical, hopeless 70s to this optimism. The
yeah,
anti-establishment is clear, it's still there.
yeah,
Absolutely. Irreverence is there, which is typical of your baby boomer style humor comedy. But
mm,
unabashed optimism, and that I think that was a gift to our whole society
I
what they
think
did.
so. I think
And you're
so.
right, they're dancing, it's uplifting. This is not a downer. There's no part of this that's a downer.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you said a second ago, even when he leaves, to go pursue
Mm.
his music, you still sense that the relationship is going to go on, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Especially when she's like, to the other guys, like, "Oh, go on ahead."
Yeah, yeah. Go on, get out of here, you
I've been
scamp.
through this before, she's
It's so funny. So in writing, there's something called Chekhov's gun, and it's a strategy for writers. And Chekhov's gun says, do not show a gun in or in writing. Do not show a gun in your writing on page 5 unless someone is firing it by page 10. So it's called
ooh,
Chekhov's gun. It's an actual premise and strategy for writing. So right when they walk into this telephone booth and you see propane tank, you've got
yeah,
Chekhov's propane tank. You know right away that thing's going to be lit up in a second.
yeah.
And here's Carrie Fisher with an M79 flamethrower, military
Ooh,
grade. Oh my God. That explosion.
dang. That's
I mean, that is an epic
crazy.
explosion.
I love that she's got pigtails in this particular one. Just shows up and destroys everything,
I mean, she's
and they're
using a
still
live.
alive.
Yeah. Yeah. They get all these quarters. The phone booth goes ballistic and then just lands, and these guys are fine.
Then the Illinois Nazis. Like, how when do you get a chance to laugh like this? This is just too much.
Totally. He's got a corn cob pipe. And it's funny if you and me are making a movie, we have to solve certain. So they had to have asked themselves, what should the head of the Illinois Nazi Party be doing? He's painting an eagle. What a dumb! It's like a childish thing, with a corncob pipe. I
Yeah,
mean, it just looks ridiculous. Love it. I'm a huge Cub fan. I'm at Wrigley Field
cartoonish.
usually once a year.
Mm.
And there's a scene coming up here that I was laughing so that scene right there cracks me the hell up. It's looking up at this head of the Nazi party. So it's almost like General Patton or this great man like shot, but it's just ridiculous because he's a Nazi, and in the background is the famous Cub sign. You've been had, gentlemen.
I love the cinematography in this too.
Yes.
Every shot has been thought out.
Yes.
It looks really good.
Here we are.
Oh yeah, this shot is so crazy. This scene is so insane.
Totally. And I forgot the actor's name. Let me look it up real quick. Good old boys playing tonight.
He's lying.
Yeah, oh, totally.
When you ask somebody, "Oh, where are we going?" They're like, they're lying. They're lying. They finally got the band back together, but they they just don't have any bookings.
We're the band. And this is like an old school country bar.
Oh, yeah, but also country and western.
Oh, yeah. We do both types of music, country and Western. And this guy they cast was perfect for the owner of the bar. He's like this happy-go-lucky Texan who you sense has like he could turn dark real quick if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They make sure to show you the lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean it's
I don't know how they shot this, but it's shot so funny. It's hilarious. And I really hope there was like another barrier. There was like I hope there was an illusion to this whole thing because it's a hot mess.
I agree. The whole time when they started throwing bottles at him, I was like, man, that looks rough.
Oh, the way they're throwing those bottles is just like out of control.
Yeah.
These characters are so funny.
We hope you like our show. Boom, that first bottle.
Look at how the bottles are just exploding on that chicken
Totally.
wire. Yeah. It could not actually be just chicken wire.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Look at
that's
him.
pretty violent.
They're like like as soon as they touch that chicken wire, it's like explodes.
That ain't no Hank Williams song.
They're still throwing
Rawhide.
they're still throwing bottles even though they like the
Yeah, it's
music.
like celebratory now. They're winging those bottles up there.
Jake is not happy. You see how like they're throwing it through the chicken wire, but it's still coming out the other side,
Yeah,
the glass.
totally.
So I'm like, how did they film that without people getting hurt?
I don't know.
It's got to be an illusion of some sort.
Yeah, that's a good question, Retro.
Yeah.
Because I thought the same thing while watching. I was like, man, that there's some violent like bottle bursting. The guys up on the table dancing.
Just throw
Yeah,
all the
move them
bottles.
out.
So like, how fast are they drinking to make like the to
Oh,
still have
there's
enough
a
bottles?
bullwhip sitting there off to the side. Min Rawhide. Yeah, and Shrek does a little spoof off of this with Donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whack. And what's funny is I don't even understand that scene. Doesn't even make sense. He bullwhips it out of her mouth, but they're behind chicken wires, so it doesn't
I
even
know,
work.
like where's she at?
What's hysterical is it doesn't work, and I don't care. I still love it.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, all right, they're happy.
yeah.
It's hard to be a
Oh my
woman.
god.
So, for those who don't know, they're singing "Stand by Your Man" now. Stand
Tammy,
by your man.
yes, from Tammy Wynette, right?
Is that right?
I believe so because I think I remember that song from like when I was a kid.
Stand by your man.
Yep, Stand by Your Man, Tammy Wynette.
Yeah. Now it's like the bar, they're all like crying and cuddling with each other. This
The
one guy,
one
like, this
guy.
guy's in tears.
Oh, somebody give him a hug.
Cowboys and cowgirls are falling in love all over again. Oh, they
Kimberly
were
says Kimberly
go
grabs
ahead.
her gun and cracks the bullwhip. Yeah, they really like the song. They're throwing more explosive bottles at.
Yeah, and Keith E says, and I have heard this before, that a lot of times in movies they make bottles out of sugar.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's like glazed sugar bottles, and you
yeah.
can throw them and they can explode, and they're not dangerous. I gotta say, as funny as this scene is, I always have to ask, like, how late were the good old boys? you know,
Yeah,
I mean, they got there late.
yeah.
Ride 'em in rawhide. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, the $200 we owe you, plus the $300 of beer you drank. Figured the beers were on the house. This is where this guy, I think, is a great actor because he seems like he's one hairbreadth away from like becoming like nasty, even though he's
Yeah,
smiling
I
the
say,
whole time.
yeah, yeah. He's like, "Don't let me get my gun."
Yeah, exactly.
See how the hat is on top of his
Yes,
head?
yes. The next gig is going to be dynamite. Yeah, I mean, how much money would they have to split when you have a band that big?
I know. And then you only get like 20 bucks?
Yeah, or less even. Here come the good old boys. And then that right there is Charles Napier. He's
Yeah.
he was in Silence of the Lambs, Rambo 2.
Oh, yeah, he was in so many things.
Yeah. Supposing we ain't got any union cards. It's like a total hustle here. We'll go talk to Bob. There's Bob. You boys owe me a lot of money. My brother's writing out American Express traveler's check. I better go check on it. I usually sit in the car while he writes it out. Oh, Bob, you're about to be hornswoggled.
He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
And these guys are like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, yep. He's pissing off a lot. They're pissing off a lot of people.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Imagine if the good old boys showed up anytime while they were playing.
Yeah.
So now the police are after him. The Illinois Nazi Party is after them. The good old boys
Little
are
boys is
after
after
them.
them.
And Bob is after them. Did I miss anybody?
Bob,
Oh, Carrie Fisher. Mystery
Carrie
Girl is
Fisher,
after
yes. Yeah. Uh-oh. Got the shotgun going.
them. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Wow. Ah. And these
Oh,
guys
and
are
then the
just,
cops, I forgot. The cops are still after him. Yeah. Here's the
they're
two
just
cops that chased him through the
waiting.
mall.
They're just waiting for them. What?
I don't believe it. Oh, man. And right as the police are pulling him
Oh,
out,
beautiful. Ah, the water
boom.
fountain. Oh, this is
Yes.
great.
They run right smack into the good old boys. They took
Nice.
each other out.
Oh, wait till they all find out that they're on the same team.
Yep. Boys, you in a lot of trouble. So now they're in a sauna or a steam room pitching some hot shot, apparently. And Moonbeam is singing the lyrics of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard.
Just the good old boys. $5,000. So if you don't have the movie, they're pitching this bigwig guy in a steam room.
Hmm.
They're still wearing their hats and sunglasses, even though they're
Yes.
nude except for a towel.
Yes.
And he says he'll get him into this place, but their job is to pack the hall. So it's up to
Yeah.
them to fill the hall and do all the marketing and promotion. But he'll give them the shot.
Hmm. And this is Steve Lawrence, who's like a pretty famous singer, right?
Is
Performer.
he? Who is this?
Steve Lawrence.
Oh, Steve Laurent.
Lawrence.
Lawrence, American singer and comedian. Oh yeah, did not know that.
Yeah, at the time he was really big.
And then the whole band is sitting there with him.
I love it. You never knew that they were there.
It looks like Steve Lawrence passed away this year,
Oh,
March 7th, 2024.
oh wow.
Wow, he's on the Tonight Show. Wow, pretty prolific career.
I really like this
Died from
music.
Alzheimer's disease. Sorry, I just kind of
Oh
read up on
no.
that. So, Kimberly Ann, is this the first time you said you've ever seen Blues Brothers? Oh, right. The director has a cameo as well, as the
Yes,
trooper.
John Landis, yes.
Yes. See, I think more and more Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure is a reskin of the Blues Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Because doesn't he go around promoting some movie?
Oh, I forget. That's another
I gotta
one
rewatch.
to watch and put the,
Oh, yeah, that would be a
um
good one. A lot of people have saw that movie, so there would be some amazing connection there. Okay, so
he
Kimberly Ann Hart says this is her first time watching the Blues Brothers.
Oh, that's
I am
awesome.
so glad that you are watching this, and I'm
Yes.
really glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah,
It's just unabashed fun.
it really is.
Right, and Keith E points out the problem with this big promotional effort. He says by promoting the show, they're allowing all the people that hate them to know
Yes, to
exactly
know
where they're gonna
exactly
be.
where they're gonna be. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, he's just
But
driving on the beat.
they don't have a choice. They're on a mission from God.
They're on a mission from God. You in the hat. Ray Charles hangs it upside down. Oh man.
Oh boy, the good old boys.
Yep, everyone knows now.
I like that actor too. He's really cool.
Which one?
He always puts I forgot his name, but you were talking about him before from the good old boys.
Oh, Charles Napier. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so solid in everything.
Yeah. Here we go. The Palace Hotel. What that's a great shot. And I
Isn't
was
it?
watching this last night. I was like, man, I don't remember pushing cars into a gas station is like a lost art form. I I remember doing that when I was younger. Does
Yeah.
that still happen?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
There he is. Oh yeah, this is where Twiggy comes in. Tanker truck's late.
Oh, no.
So now the Blues Brothers are looking like they're going to be late to their own concert.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he shoplifts. What is it? What are those pretzels? No, those are what? Are those just windshield wipers?
Uh, or a cord, right?
Something, yeah. I like how he picks her up here. The people are coming. Look at those are just like regular chairs set out.
Oh, yeah, they are. I think I might be a few seconds after you and just adjust. Are you seeing John Candy right now? No. Mhm. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I was muted. Yes, I think we're synced up.
Okay.
Everyone's there. That'll be $94. He totally rips her off. This guy he plays it pretty cool. If your date doesn't show up,
She's like, oh.
she's thinking about it.
That is so funny.
Tries to pick up Twiggy at a gas station.
Oh.
Oh. So this is a pretty typical scene. You know, the band hasn't gone on yet. They're all chanting, "We want the band."
Yeah.
I love everything about these scenes here.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Right here. I love it. This is famous. Famous dialogue. Oh, wait. Never mind. That comes in a second. So they're leaving the car for their getaway.
Mm.
And right above them are all the cops. Crowd is getting restless. We want the show.
Well, they filled up the home.
They did. They filled up that hotel.
He's all dressed and everything.
I love it because that was not the set that was there a second ago.
No.
So it's almost like
a fantasy.
a fantasy. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Like we went into a time machine and there's a big band style band shell.
We
back
went
there.
inside of his head. This is happening in his mind.
Because this is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the type of show he would perform.
Yeah.
Hoochie Coocher. And this is great too. Call and response singing. It's great stuff.
Oh yeah.
Again, just an homage to this musician.
Oh yeah. I bet the band was just like loving the playing with him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A big dream.
It's almost like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Them like sneaking into the music. Yeah, this is almost cartoon level. It's hysterical.
I love it.
Past the dozing cop.
But we have this like classic image, you know, of sort of the portly guy and then the skinny tall guy kind of like thing that's been kind of like Laurel and Hardy kind of effect going on. Ren and Stimpy, you know, those kind of funny characters that are friends.
Right.
Wow.
I like how they take a second to solve a future problem.
Ooh. Ooh, foresight.
Yes.
Nice. Wonderful. See, I love foreshadowing like this, but it's like foreshadowing, but actually kind of like what do you call
A
this? Like,
setup and payoff. They're
yeah.
setting up the scene later. So you know, from a writing standpoint, it's almost like they came up with the solution for how they outran these guys later. so that they realized they had to go back
Yes.
and add that
Almost,
scene to make.
yeah, somewhat sort of like a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, kind of
Yeah,
like, "Hey, we're gonna set this up to make sure we had it." Nice, yeah.
totally. Yes, yes.
But all the while, the audience is like, what's gonna happen? What is going on with that?" But you saw it, you know?
Yes. Yep, you
Now
saw
the
it.
oh, now we see them in their real clothes, so we're out of his head now.
Okay, right, right.
So
And what a
great.
great artistic choice that was
Yeah, it's
to
beautiful.
deck that out as he would imagine it,
Yes, I
in
love
his
that.
time.
Ah,
Yes.
wonderful. It's almost too like you can feel the full effect of what that performance would be like in its high moment of performance.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, because if they didn't do that, the scene would still work. Like, if they
Yeah,
were just dressed the way they are, it'd still work, it'd still be fun, but they just gave us that extra level, and
yeah,
I just appreciate that so much.
yeah, me too.
John Candy. Can you get me a raspberry or an orange whip? That's right. 3 orange whips. Something tells me John Candy, improv that.
Yeah. He's so great. Oh.
And this is their big entrance, their famous entrance, but dun, 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 dun. So this is how they would actually enter the stage, either on Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
or in a real concert, just like this.
Yeah.
Now on Saturday Night Live, he does a cartwheel. In this, he does like a full flip
Yeah.
and just to no reaction. The crowd just does not respond to that. Nothing. You can hear a pin drop. We especially like to welcome the representatives of Illinois law enforcement community. See, and that's an uplifting message. Togetherness, even with the police.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we all have something in common. Everybody. This is just great stuff. Someone to love. Yeah, I mean, all the song choices, all of the everything about this is uplifting. And I just
Ooh, I'm having some
it's
serious problems.
yeah. What's that?
I'm having some buffering issues. Sorry about that.
Oh.
This is definitely
Crowd's getting into it.
like
Huh?
this is definitely like the sound of like I would say a very big influence on Saturday Night Live attendees in general because I noticed like this is the kind of music that like not Steve Martin but the other Bill Murray
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about like the choice at the end of Ghostbusters 2, like that one song in there, and also like some of the songs in Scrooged.
Oh yeah,
Like, it seems to, like, be the kind of music that influenced that particular generation, I would say,
yeah,
of
yeah,
comedians.
exactly. The
Yeah,
tone of the artwork went from kind of negative from the 70s to positive. You know,
yeah.
it's funny. I was rewatching Superman from 1978,
Ooh, yes.
and I was noticing how you really do have this sort of 70s film, in there, like Chinatown or something.
Mhm.
But then you get this optimistic other thing, Superman. And
Yeah,
so this is all part of the culture wanted to have a good time again. The culture wanted to be happy. They wanted togetherness again. They didn't want the divisive stuff of the 60s and 70s.
yeah. And I think they thought that we were on our way. I think
Yeah.
that's the sad that's the sad part.
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable some of this stuff came back. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
And the crowd's loving it.
Wow, they're just yeah.
That was for Wilson Pickett. Who's Wilson Pickett? Whoops. Ooh. Wilson Pickett was an American singer and songwriter, a major
Yes.
figure in the development of soul music. Pickett recorded over 50 songs, which made the U.S. R&B charts, many of which crossed over to the Billboard Hot 100. Wow. He's from Alabama.
Yeah, my mom told me about Slim Pickett.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's awesome. There's that harmonica. I'll arrest you later.
I love
And
how excited he is. He's like, "My promotion is happening."
and all these like dance steps, they're all just so Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Very athletic and
Yeah,
it's
those are
really
not
interesting.
easy moves.
No, no, no.
I mean, I would do
Yeah.
them, but what a show. I mean, even just sitting in the audience out there, what a show this would be, you know?
Yeah.
Great shot.
Are they gonna dance off the screen?
Yeah, dance off the stage and out the door. Is this guy like a known quantity? Is he someone?
Um, I don't have a name on him.
These guys get signed to a record deal on their way out.
This police this accent.
You got it. And this is actually it's so funny because I keep studying. This is the secret door. The secret door motif
Ooh,
happens.
the secret door.
Yeah, 100% secret door. I like how he's like, "See you later," right in the middle of playing drums. He's like, "You got it." Someone
I
in
love how
love.
Cab Calloway is sort of like the angel, kind of like helping them through all of this stuff. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. And I like how quickly the bad guys all figure out that they're
Yeah.
gone.
Like something's
Another thing
wrong. Yeah.
modern yeah, like modern movies, they help the
For,
heroes along or
yes.
heroines. And in this movie, that in good movies, they don't do that. You make it tough. Like
Yeah.
you have smart villains. I
Yeah.
love this scene right here.
Oh
Carrie
boy.
Fisher.
She's not even talking. She's not saying anything. She's just shooting. Oh,
Slithering in the mud like vermin. I mean, she's got these guys dead to rights here.
yeah.
She just misses. And I love that Jake's solution here is to field this one from this position. I got this. And it's great. This is great writing because instead of the writers trying to bend over backwards to like, what could he possibly say to her to change her mind? They opted for every excuse in the book, which is brilliant because he doesn't tell her anything. She just like falls for him again, you know, his personality. And this is our only backstory to her. You know, they were going to get
yeah.
married. My father hired the best Romanian caterers. So for my mother, my grandfather, and uncle, and for the common good, you will be executed now.
I love how like beautiful she is, and she's so pissed.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, she's like got makeup on and stuff.
yeah, and her nails are perfect.
You miserable slug! You actually think you could talk your way out of this? I love it. I ran out of gas. Flat tire.
He just throws the kitchen sink at the problem.
Everything. But that's actually great writing because instead of convincing us with a real story, they skip it and just give us a hysterical, nonsensical laundry list of every possible excuse. It's great. And he's ready for, and then he pulls off
Uh-oh,
the glasses.
he's gonna work those eyebrows and those eyes.
She's like, oh, Jay.
He's got game.
Elwood's like, what? All right, let's go. Oh my God. Of course, she can't believe it. Let's go. I mean, he just
Oh my
dropped
god.
her. Oh, what a shot that is. And I think Keith E was asking earlier if she gets off a shot. I'm pretty sure she does here. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. I love it. Yep, there she is, Keith. She fires off a couple rounds. And then the cops
Follow.
open fire. She is too.
She's like, oh man, I had him.
Here's another ridiculous chase.
Kimberly says holds her proton pack and neutron wand and ghost traps to zap the ghosts. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Well, we got some ghosts coming soon. The spooky season.
Oh, did you already do Ghostbusters?
I did, because it happened to be set in a lot of places where I grew up in New York.
Oh,
Um,
really?
Yeah, so it's got like crazy sentimental, but I didn't do Ghostbusters 2, which I love. I don't know how you feel about Ghostbusters 2. Um,
I rewatched it semi recently, and so when it came out, I remember not liking it as much.
ooh,
I just didn't think it held up to the first one, right?
yeah.
But I forgot how good it was. I rewatched it and I was like,
Oh,
what was I
good.
complaining about? I was like, this is,
Yeah.
I'm like, you got the Ghostbusters in New York. Like, it's great. So I don't know what
Yeah.
I was hung up on when I was younger,
Yeah.
but I
I
love
loved it so much.
it.
It, oh gosh, these guys.
Yeah, these guys are not having a good day.
These are incredible stunts, people. This is insane.
Yes. Oh man.
That's a
And this is
lot of
one of
money.
yeah. And then there's Twiggy. She was waiting for him.
Oh no.
Ah, Elwood. You
Disappointed,
blew it.
another voice disappointed female story.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the part and parcel.
Yeah, we got 3 of them so far.
Yep. And this is one of the most ridiculous chases of all time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Illinois Bureau of Investigation.
Let's see. Oh, Moonbeam says, John Candy will be missed. Absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah.
Sherry Lee says, at least we have his movies. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just seeing this one, I just like reminded how beautiful his smile was. He has such a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
And every time I watch um, Heavy Metal, the movie Heavy Metal, I
Oh
think
yeah.
of
Here's
oh my
some of
god,
these
this
pilots.
car pile up. Oh my god, it's sick.
I mean, there's like this is just stupidity. I mean, these
Unbelievable. Oh, and this car just like is oh
dude, skies out of there, lands in a semi truck, and I love this. Can I have that? Thanks. Hi, this is what number are we? Number like 55. We're in a truck.
he's just laughing the whole time. Oh
Oh
man.
man. And I mean, what is that? About 10 cars there? They lost already.
Oh man. Crazy.
Keith E says he's a doppelganger for John Candy. Well,
Oh,
that is a blessing, sir.
I've seen you, Keithy. You're not.
Well, we were watching Home Alone
Yeah.
for Christmas, and John Candy has a small cameo in that, and it is amazing what the presence of one actor can do for a scene, and he's got that thing, and it's so simple. He's not doing anything
Yes.
crazy. He
Um,
runs the barricade.
when for John Candy, yeah, I was talking about Heavy Metal, the Heavy Metal movie. He does a lot of voices in that movie, and so every time I hear him, like, oh, John's here.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's kind of wild.
And by the way, these shots here on Lower Wacker Drive is where the
Yeah.
scenes from The Dark Knight were filmed. Batman, The Dark Knight with the Joker.
Oh, really?
When they go under, that's Lower Wacker Drive in Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. See, I've been on all these streets, like countless times. So yeah, Lower Wacker Drive, it's
Oh,
kind of a
wow.
weird thing. You go underground and it becomes like instead of nowadays they build highways upwards, like on these like almost bridge-like highways. Chicago has this Lower Wacker Drive where there's another set of roads underground.
Mm. Did you see what he did? He like
what?
no. Did you see what the guy in the car did? He like laid down or something. That was
No.
weird. I was like, he saw the car jumping and he just like laid down in the car.
Oh, he's
So
like, I'm
weird.
out. Yeah, I mean, this chase goes on and on. Woo.
Oh, Katie says that I worked in one hotel and the staff called me Uncle Buck. Oh, that is so cool.
Really? Man, they're hauling it. They're going pretty fast. That's a lot of cop
That's
cars.
insane. Oh my God.
You said how many? 300?
Well, I know they had 300 cars, but they had up to 40 drivers, stunt drivers at a time.
Oh my God. 40
So
stunt drivers.
yeah.
Stunt Brat, I know you're not here now, but if you're watching later,
Yes.
big salute to the stunt men and women of these movies.
Yes, it's incredible.
I mean,
Oh
these
my
movies just
God.
would not be possible otherwise.
Did you
Here's
see
where
they
we get
almost
some. Here's the insanity.
Oh my God, this
I
is
mean,
crazy.
they're coming in at impossible angles. They're coming in
It's
aerial.
hot. Like they're coming in hot too. They're coming in
Yes.
fast and it's just like there's no how can you do this without getting destroyed?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at that.
No, there's more coming.
Yeah, we're not done.
Yeah.
And the cops are so bad they just get out of their car and start shooting handguns. And then now the Illinois Nazi Party in a red station wagon is coming
Yeah.
after them.
They're like, let's take over from here.
A green
Oh,
station
man.
wagon. You know, I remember being a kid, we had a station wagon, and this was before seatbelt laws. So me and my sister, we just roll around in the back as our parents would drive. It's just funny to think about because today you'd be wearing a seatbelt. Home Alone was 10 years after the Blues Brothers. So right, Moonbeam.
Oh,
That's amazing to even
wow.
think about. Yeah, Home Alone was 1990 and a runaway hit, by the way. He's got a German Luger.
And listen to the music. It's just great.
Yeah. Music that was made famous by Apocalypse Now, another Vietnam movie with so it was already famous music because it was Richard Wagner and he made this great opus. It was reused in Apocalypse Now, the approach of the helicopters, and here they have it in the Blues Brothers. Now they're using it because Wagner, the musician, became associated with the Nazi in
Oh, really?
Germany. Yeah. So that's why they're playing this, Wagner. Oh, and this, of
Oh,
course, is
boy.
insanity.
Oh.
This music was also reused in The Watchmen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Great. Oh my God.
Dude.
What a stunt.
I mean, they just go in reverse, and then the movie cuts,
Oh.
and it's the.
Oh.
How high are they? These are impossible. This is what's so funny. These are impossible. He can never have gotten that high from the
Oh, God.
above the Sears Tower.
Oh my God. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna die.
I've always loved you.
This is the time to confess your love.
And then that takes care. They're very smart how they take care of people pursuing them.
Yeah.
There's the Picasso. Some of these scenes are in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. The mission
Totally makes sense, way.
This is crazy.
Oh man. Ah.
Yeah, Flight of the Valkyries, Keith. Awesome music. I actually have a short story that I want to use where I want to include that music.
Yeah, after hearing it now, how do you not? Oh, the car! I love it.
Gives up. Oh, and these scenes are reused in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, I can see why. I could see exactly why it would be used. Yeah, he takes off the
Yeah,
hat and he's like, "Oh my, you did us well."
this is great. It starts with there's only 4 cops banging at that door. Now, like the squad's coming, the military shows up.
Everybody, yes.
Yeah, look at all that.
They are pissed. They want these guys.
I mean, that's a mob of law enforcement. A fire department.
But these guys came in from, like, other parts of the the state. They
Yeah. I love how they kept their cool there.
and these guys don't know anything that the guys outside know. Dang, they're using
And this
axes, everything.
totally. And then there's this cameo by Steven Spielberg coming up. And it's so funny because you have this absurdist mob forming outside the building. Total desperation chasing. And then Steven Spielberg comes in with a complete change in pace. He's eating a sandwich. He's on a break. Hey, what's going on?
Oh, they
SWAT
got the
team.
SWAT team.
The U.S. military.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is, definitely one of the craziest chase scenes.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
I don't think I can remember another except for maybe the, Mad Max movies, but this is just
Yeah.
insane.
I'm sure, and it may even be fun to do this. I'm sure we could put together a list of the top 10 chases in film. But this
Oh, yeah.
would be this would have to be in the top 10. The most epic chases in Hollywood history. Yeah, these aerials are great. I mean, none of that CGI, and you just appreciate it all the more, you know?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, and again, thought out. You
Yes.
have to
And
know,
Keith,
like, how many shots you're gonna need from every aspect of this chase.
yes.
Mm,
And it's actually well shot, you know.
yeah, all wonderfully shot,
Yeah.
coordinated. This is incredible coordination. These are real people,
Totally. I mean, because it's
real
funny,
stunts.
I mean, that's like a military invasion.
Yeah, look at them. Oh my God, there's so many of them. They got the government involved.
Yeah.
Fire. They got local law
And
enforcement.
yeah, and I love how they just all stop for this one question. They're all like going in.
And
It's a
they're like,
complete free for all.
ah.
Yeah. It's a total free for all. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
And they're all making like yelling noises. It's so
Yeah,
great.
so you've got thousands of people yelling,
Yeah.
and then you get this like complete shift in tone with Steven Spielberg here. These guys are rappelling down the side of the building.
Oh man.
Oh my lord. I mean, they pulled out all the stops for this.
I love the booby trap setup
Yeah, he
that they have.
sabotages the elevator. Right here, this total tone shift. You've got a wild mob screaming by the thousands, racing up the stairs, fully armed. So it's called a ticking clock, obviously, in
Hmm.
film. And these guys are creating one more last second barricade.
That probably won't hold very well.
Nope.
These guys, there's thousands of them, dudes.
Yes. And then back in 5. Another aerial shot of like full on military
Yeah, more of
invasions.
them are coming. You already thought that there were thousands. Now there's another
Yeah.
1,000 coming.
And Keith pointed out in the chat that they're Steven Spielberg, guys. Eat the sandwich.
They grab him by the arms.
I mean, they're opening fire on this door.
Dang.
Wow.
What? Overkill, guys.
Yeah. Here they come. Received. What a great shot, you know?
Yes,
And then it just cuts
so
to the
awesome.
inevitable place.
Yes. Everybody goes to jail.
Yeah, it's inevitable. They don't get off the hook for it.
Even though
Let's rock. So about optimism and uplifting, even though they're arrested, which
yes,
would be a fail. You know, you'd think that's an unhappy ending. Not in the Blues
yeah,
Brothers. It's a
yeah,
happy ending because they have a job even here, and it's playing the music they love.
yeah.
Everybody, let's rock. Dancing to the jailhouse rock. Little solo. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I always like the dude with the long hair,
Yeah.
with the beard, yeah.
Did he strike you as like the quintessential guitarist?
Yeah, yeah. For this band.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody goes wild. They're all dancing now.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what age they are. Just everybody just having a good time. Love it. I
That's
love it.
right. Everyone's having a blast. Dude swimming on the table.
It's universal fun, you know.
Yeah.
And the whole band is just doing like little dances and
Yeah.
it's great.
Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin. Yeah, this is such a love letter to these artists.
Yeah.
And
So good.
I'm so happy. Like, I love when not only do they have you're paying respect and tribute to others,
Hmm.
you totally deliver on the medium through which you deliver this. So like they nailed it. You know, they nailed
Yeah.
it. They gave us this great show, and in the process, you know, reminded everybody of the greatness of these blues musicians. You know,
Yeah.
this movie is going to continue to age well, and I absolutely love it. It's hard. It's so entertaining to watch.
Yes, it is so good. It is so good. Oh my god, and they, continue with the jailhouse rock until the end of the movie.
Yes, yes,
Yay! Oh, this was
yay!
great. Oh gosh, guys. Thanks for being here, everyone. This is awesome. When Beam says Steven
Yes,
Spielberg was young in 1980, very, very, very young.
totally.
Um, and he says at the end of the movie, they give credit to the Military Vehicle Society. Oh,
Correct.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
when my son was in Cub Scouts, I had to coordinate with a military group. There's groups that have these like old World War II artillery things or
Mhm.
jeeps or tanks, and you can actually work with them, and they'll
Oh,
bring them out. So they brought them out to this Cub Scout parade. It's pretty cool. So yeah, Keith, to your point, it was really cool to see them give a nod to those people.
yeah. And Sherry Lee says several movie car chases are in Chicago. I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be a
and
fun one, Retro, to maybe you and me put together our list, what we
yeah,
think are the best,
car chases. I probably don't know enough of them, but I
Oh, you
know
don't
that
think
this one
so?
was. I don't think so because I know there's a couple of movies that have really good ones that I've never watched. So I'll have to dig into my you know what, I'll try to come up with 5 and see at least if I can come up with 5, maybe I can see those other movies.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, yeah, because you know, you don't like, I can't remember any. Well, I know that, Thelma and Louise has one, right? So, okay, that's
Yeah. Oh,
3.
yeah. Big one.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah. They have a
3.
huge chase.
Yeah. So we got some on the list already. And Keith E says, "Thank you, Retro and Douglas. I wish my brother could have be here. I know he's laughing and watching." Oh, that is so
Awesome.
awesome. Says, "Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun." And again, I just love being able to not just remember really the great times, but also like create new ones by doing this kind of thing. And we
Yes.
did it, guys. We watched this movie, and I think this is gonna be totally. Again, I'm with you, Doug. Like something I want to watch like yearly at least to be
Yeah.
able to like appreciate the music and appreciate the filmmaking that was going on in here is really
Yes.
incredible scenes, incredible cinematography, incredible stunts. Um, just really fantastic. And Jerry
Yeah.
Lee
I
says that
agree. In
was
fact,
awesome. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Well, watching it right now with you
Mhm.
now, I was noticing more and more of the excellence in the like the director of photography and the filmmaking. I guess I wasn't focused on that as much, but
Yeah,
this time watching it, I was like, man, these shots are being like they're really inventive shots.
yeah, they're really creative, and a lot of these were, I would say, you can see that the shots weren't just meant to be like, okay, we're going to capture this shot and then move on. It was like about getting all of the different shots of the same shots, of the
Yeah.
same moments, and
Yeah.
really telling
Aerials.
the story. Yeah, with that, sort of like that one scene seeing Elwood at the window, and first you
Yes.
see him sit down on the inside, then you see him from across the street, and then you see the aerial shot. It tells a story that's much deeper than just the what where he just sat down. It tells a story of a man who is like, thoughtful, who has a soul and feelings. It really gives you more layers into the moment, and
Yeah.
just also his feelings for his blood brother. For a moment we're settling down with these characters. That's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
I couldn't agree
Sher
more.
Sherry Lee says that was awesome. Thanks, Retro Nerd Girl and Douglas. This
Well,
is
thank
this is
you,
fun.
Sherry.
Yes, thank you, Sherry. And Keith E says that Bullet has a good car chase. I've never seen that. So I'll have
Bullet.
to see that.
Let me see. That is,
Isn't it like Jet Li is in it or something? Or
I think he's talking about the 1968 film.
oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was trying to figure out what year we're in here. Bullet with
Uh,
Steve
Steve
McQueen.
McQueen. Okay.
Man, I haven't seen that in God knows how long.
Ooh, ooh, okay. Okay, there's a movie called The Car that I haven't. I think I saw this when I was a kid. The Car is like sick. Oh, and The Wraith has really a good chase scene. Oh my
What's it
goodness,
called?
The Wraith.
Oh, The Raid.
Oh, and also The Hidden. The Hidden has a really insane chase scene. It's really crazy. Have you ever
Retro,
seen?
you're on a roll. You
Oh
said, I don't know
boy.
any, and then you just popped off like 4.
That's what I love about our community, be able to talk about these things because it's just
Yes,
so
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, okay, we'll look into all that. I think we're good. We have a show. We're gonna do. And Kimberly says Titan AE Drew Barrymore Akima. I'm
Hmm.
not sure what is that.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
I haven't seen that, so I don't know. But I do. I think it's animated, which made me think of something retro. We need to talk about Terminator Zero at some point.
Yes, yes. Okay, guys, look out for this. I saw it. It was pretty incredible. I'm blown away by it. And
Oh
I
my
can't
god,
wait
I
to
cannot
have like
wait.
a juicy conversation with you, Doug. And we're gonna dive into every
Oh
single
man.
aspect because there's so much. You know that I don't know if you know this, but I did this incredible Terminator series kind of where we kind of try to think of ways we could reimagine the
Oh,
series and like is it
really?
gone forever and could it be brought back, and we had so many ideas going around. Lance came up with a wonderful treatment, and I had a conversation with the lethal geeks last night, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Charles Austin on that show had an idea that was very similar to Lance's, and it was like, wow, this is really great. So people are actually thinking about this, and this is something that is really on people's mind. And I think the show just opened up a whole new way to appreciate even the older movies that we didn't like so much of Terminator. So it kind of separates it all out into a way that actually makes the franchise exciting again. So I can't wait
See,
to talk to you about that.
totally. And that franchise is so cool. It's actually been really tough to see them blow it over and over again.
Ah,
And
yeah,
like I hated Dark Fate. Hated it. It was so
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Um, but I will confess, I do. You should rewatch it if you haven't recently. Terminator Salvation. I actually like that
Okay.
one. It's not great. It's not like the first 2 films,
Hmm.
but considering how bad all the subsequent films are, Terminator Salvation ended up being pretty decent. It had Sam Worthington in it and Christian Bale
Yeah.
as John Connor, and I was like, this is okay. This is an all right. This is a decent Terminator movie. And I can't say that about, unfortunately, about the other ones.
I'll have to take a look at. I'm not even sure. I don't think I actually saw all of Salvation. At least I can't remember it. It's like maybe I did see all of it at some point. It's like weird. You know how sometimes you say
Yeah,
like I saw that movie, but I really did not see it. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give it another shot. Yes,
I never even saw Terminator Genesis.
yes, oh, Genesis, yeah. I did not see Genesis, but I know pretty much the entire story, and it did, it wasn't exciting enough for me to actually say I wanted to do this. But Keith E says Lance thought his artificial intelligence the other day that Lance taught his artificial intelligence the other day that is there's only 2 Terminator movies. Oh, okay.
That's great.
And and Kimberly says, I'll be there with you with the legal geeks. Yes, they're airing the show today. I recorded with them last night, but they're gonna do their entire show today. So because I will not be able to join them. And I'm sorry, Kimberly. Yeah, Kimberly, I won't be able to join, but I will see the show, and I am featured on the show. Um, and I think that's it. Before we go, I'm just going to go over a couple of things that is going to be happening on the channel. So look out for some new stuff from me next week. I have a few videos that I will be premiering or showing, and definitely you guys in the members, you guys will be getting another video from me. You guys got a really cool special secret video from me, and I don't want to tell
Mm.
everybody what it is because I'm going to put it. I'm going to actually make that particular video public soon. So I'm sorry about
Oh,
the secrecy, but we, we have
confidential.
to. Yes. It'll be out in the public soon enough. And then we will be doing watch parties. The next watch party is going to be THX
Yes,
38 with George Lucas, um,
man.
1971, and that is really going to be a lot of fun to kind of look at that. And I want to have a really good conversation about like what he was trying to say in that movie. Um,
Interesting. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that.
yeah, and also like what other movies kind of, what were the inspirations that we could see. And
Oh
then
yeah.
the following week after that, we'll be doing the never ending story. Doug will be here for that with us. And we're going to, really go in deep with probably our talks about some of the symbolism. And have you
Oh
read the
yeah.
book? Have you read the book?
I have not
Doug?
read the book. Have you?
I did read the book, and it is very different from the movie. But
Really?
it is, yeah, it's very different from the movie, but it is also, in many ways, the movie is not as good, but also there are some parts that are better because, I guess, just, it just has a better, it was made for the theatrical experience, and
Okay.
so you feel that like incredible feeling that you feel when you watch this movie. But
Wow.
it is it is definitely like the book had so many other layers, and I will go into detail with that with you guys then. So
Yes.
do um do come, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments and hearing your comments, Doug, about the movie and what it means, to you. Let's see if there's something else. I think that is going to be it for now. There may be some more things coming, but I don't want to lay too much stuff on you guys. Just look out for those two watch parties coming up real soon, and some other like little videos that I'll be doing as well. And yes, members, you guys will be getting new content from me as well. So without
Awesome.
further ado, I wanted to make sure that um, Doug, did you have anything going on? Any live streams or any uh, podcasts
Yeah,
that
I
you would
had
be going on?
while we were streaming,
Mhm.
I got tech. So I was on a pretty cool podcast. Um, shoot. So I've been doing these podcasts to talk about the Heroine's Labyrinth, and I just did a really
Yes.
cool one on. It's called Star Wars 7x7, and but he just changed the date, so I'll have to keep you posted on that. But keep an eye if you're not following me on Twitter. Come follow me on Twitter. I usually post some announcements there, and obviously I repost everything Retro does.
Oh,
As
thank you.
well. Yeah. so
Thanks so much.
so that's one spot. Also, I don't have a date picked, but do you know who Robert Meyer Burnett is?
Yes. Come on.
Um, yeah, I'm going to be on his show at some point in the future.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we just haven't set a date yet, but I'm very
Okay.
excited to talk to him. He he really knows his stuff and knows
Yes.
his story, and he's kind of intersecting with the industry, like the real industry, and
Yeah.
so it'd be really fun to discuss the Heroine's Labyrinth with him. I have a feeling,
Oh,
you know,
so
he,
good.
yeah. So like how you have an entire storehouse of now. That's why I love talking to you. We went 6 hours one time because
Yes.
Retro knows so many movies. It was just we could just keep going. There was another one to think about and another one to think about. And honestly, I love that because that just means that there's so much to talk about. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think he's going to have like, probably slightly different movie set or preferences of movies, but it'll be really fun to talk to him about that.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Now, They're saying Keith E is saying that make you a moderator, but I thought I did already. Did I
I think
not?
I am a moderator, Keith. I think she made.
Yes. He's a moderator now. He's a moderator now,
Yeah, I
and
appreciate that.
I
And I
believe.
am thinking about starting a channel soon. So yeah, inspired in many ways by Retro Nerd Girl, who has also given me some
Awesome.
advice, which I've got. You should see my copious notes that I took. But yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun, and maybe it'll even be a spot where some things that Retro has talked about in her past already, like Superman or something.
Mhm.
You can come over to my channel and we can talk about it again.
I can't wait. I can't wait to do it. Let's see. And I am also going to make Sherry Lee a moderator as well.
Oh,
Let's see.
well, I am sure she will appreciate that.
Yes, and so that will work. Okay, so if you guys have like um links that you want to put in the chat, do go on ahead and do so. You have my full permission to do that. That means, if there's a video or a link for a podcast that comes up that you want to put it in there, just go on ahead and do so, and I will highlight it. I did put a link in there. This is for Doug's book, The Heron's Labyrinth, if you have not gotten a chance to check it out. But also, I will put his website in there too as well, because I think if you're not ready to get the book, at least you can have his website handy.
Well, one of the things I'm thinking about doing, I've been kind of speculating, but I was going to
Mhm,
record videos, like detailed videos with movie
mhm.
references and everything. But for members, like if you become a member of the channel, you can have access to
Ooh.
all of that.
Oh, wow.
I just haven't wanted to make those public because then no one would ever buy the book. But if you're a subscriber, then who cares if you bought it or not? You'd have these kick-ass videos
Yeah.
that really drive it home,
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, we will keep everyone aware of when you have your channel, and when and the channel you have now. Are you going to use that, or will you be using a different
I'm thinking about
channel?
like something completely new,
Okay.
with different a different
Oh,
name. Like I don't know if I'm just going to be Douglas A. I might have like a cool YouTube name or something.
yeah, like
But do something
like
cool and then
Blade
figure out
Dancer,
like what?
like Blade Dancer or something
Yeah,
like.
exactly. Something cool like that. Totally. And then I'd probably
Or
do
Lord
Rock
of the
Party.
Books.
Yeah. Retro. I'm gonna have to ask you for some of your brainstorming ideas. Those are great. And Keith, you would be most welcome. Most welcome.
Yes. Yes, Story
Um,
Master Douglas A. Burton.
but yeah, I and like Retro, it's just the love of these stories that compels it. So there'd be similar things that Retro is doing that I'd be doing, and then maybe some things that
Mhm.
I'd be doing that are a little different. But
Yes.
um, plenty of crossover.
Yeah, there will be plenty of crossover, and I literally sometimes see people do like the same videos, and it's like, wow, hey, and they're growing. So, what I'm really excited because you're extremely entertaining, and I think people are just gonna love, tuning in to your channel. So whenever that's all set up, you'll be,
Mm.
come on over, and we'll definitely give you a shout out, and you and Sherry have access to put in like your links if necessary. And definitely if
Wow.
there's something like I said, a podcast that you're on and you want us to take a listen to it, because I heard a podcast that you did recently that
Oh,
was really good. Yeah, about the Heron's Labyrinth. I was like,
oh,
yes.
cool.
And
Oh,
so
which
yeah,
one?
um, oh, it was by a story. It was two guys who were book writers. It was like a story. I forgot the
The
name of.
Secrets of Story?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great one, Retro.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of
There
my
was 2
favorite.
parts, right? Because
Was it? It
because
might be.
I think I only saw one part of it, and they mentioned another part.
Those
If
guys are
I'm not
both
mistaken.
published authors, and Matt Bird wrote a writing craft book called "Writing the Secrets of Story" and also "The Secrets of Character" that are very popular and excellent books. People who are very picky about writing craft books love Matt's books.
Oh, wow.
And I'm about to start reading James Kennedy's book, Bride of the Tornado. So anyway, those guys are great. They were a
Yeah.
blast. So yeah, I'm glad that's the one that you listened to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. And there were a couple others, but that was the most recent one. But yeah, so I'm gonna get going here, and we're gonna see my time clock here. Now, guys,
It warned you.
I know, right on time. Now, I think a couple of you think that Lorena Creole is gonna have a watch party this week. She's not. She's gonna take off this week, and next week we are going to be watching Psycho together on her channel.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. A nice classic Hitchcock movie. And
Yes.
yes, so this week we get a break. We get recess a little early today.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, I am going to say sayonara, and we're going to do a very short outro. And take care of yourself. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.
In the neon light she stands, retro girl with nerd comments. Memory lane she takes your hand to the past where good times land. Pixels glow and screens do hum, hear the beat of retro drum. Geeks unite, oh here we come, nerdy world where we're from. Retro logo leads the way, in the night to yesterday. All the nerds come out to play, she's the light, won't go away. Film and movies on rewind, good old days in nerdy mind. Retro nerd girl you will find, guiding us all intertwined. Joystick games and cosmic fights, wonders days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right, retro glow in neon lights. Retro nerd girl you will find, guiding us all intertwined. Joystick games and cosmic fights, wonders days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right, retro glow in neon light.